All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to D&D Monday, our typical Tyranny of Dragon stream. This week we don't have a lot of announcements. Primarily, it's just our Empire game coming up on Wednesday, and then we are back to a normal schedule once again. So this coming weekend, D&D Sunday, D&D Monday, and then We're off until we come back around to the following Saturday for our Civil War, and then it's the 3-game weekend, and then the D&D Civil War Empire again that following week. We also had, let me pull this up here real quick, 2 new followers during our little break here. Pumpkin King and Ghost Dog, thank you guys very much for the follow. We don't have a lot going on here, so I'm gonna check in with everybody, make sure we are good. Yeah, everybody ready here?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
What?
We are ready to go.
What?
Come back to us. He's like, D&D chat. What? Go in
D&D
here.
chat. What's D&D chat?
Dumbass.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Alrighty.
It's the same thing. Nice.
Everybody here? Everybody good? Everybody good to go?
Yeah. Do that thing.
Maxine, Steph probably came home, so he's probably listening
Maxine,
still
where
though.
you
So we'll
be?
go ahead and get the recap started. Alrighty. This music is fucking hyped out. Jesus.
It is.
Whose cell phone's going off? What the fuck? Tell me.
Yay,
mine.
D&D night.
Oh,
CFUs was emailing me, tell me to play me when you're done.
I don't know
Alrighty.
if I want to stay up until. Oh,
I'm
I
not
do
a
get an exclusive
Right?
founder reward. You made me check my email. See if Steve's is telling me the same thing.
You're welcome. Alrighty. So, recapping last session, the party started off investigating, i.e. confronting Longnose about Max's missing sword. After some threatening of some not-so-minor violence to Longnose, Max was fairly certain that Longnose was not actually the culprit. Aerune, taking the whole discussion in from a distance, spotted one traveler, Oin Evanmore, was acting suspiciously during the whole ordeal. After some clever shenanigans, with Aerune's distracting the culprit and Steve sneaking into the back of the wagon, Steve and Aerune discovered and retrieved the sword from Oin's wagon. The situation ended up being somewhat diffused after Max confronted Oin while brandishing his sword, leaving the unsaid message that the party knew Oin stole it and would be keeping an eye on him.
I don't like the session title.
Watching you, Aerune. As the days passed by, several interesting events transpired. On day 3, the caravan began passing through the fields of the dead. Everyone in the caravan was very much on edge due to the surrounding dangers. On day 6, those dangers were realized as 2 flying creatures with horns adorning their heads ambushed the caravan. Luckily, they were quickly taken care of by the party. The other guards in the caravan were impressed, though a few still seemed to keep a wary eye on the party. On day 8, you ran across an overturned wagon, with a merchant and his guards being attacked by a group of hobgoblins. After a brief tussle and some very good rolls on the party's behalf, the hobgoblins were slain. The merchant offered to buy a horse from the party to aid him in returning to Baldur's Gate, and the party obliged, making some well-earned gold in the process. Day 9 brought heavy rain and thunderstorms that continued for a few days. When the rain finally stopped, the party woke up to find the caravan surrounded by strange fungi that screamed in agony and released a puff of black spores when squished. Though a few people from the caravan seemed severely affected by these spores, the party trudged on until they cleared the spores. After the party made it through the Trollclaw Ford on day 23, the caravan came upon a herd of deer. After some observation, everyone took note of a beautiful golden stag among the herd.
Everyone?
All of us?
Oh, well, I mean, you heard tell.
Like all of us?
I mean, you saw it eventually.
Including the blind girl?
Yeah, took note of it.
Oh.
Now I forgot where I was, you bastards. There we go, okay. Some of the other guards in the caravan took off in search of the stag as a trophy, but Aerune and Maxine tracked it a bit more cautiously. After following it further into the forest, Aerune and Maxine came to a beautiful clearing with the golden stag stopped within it. it then did something very strange. It spoke to Aerune and Sylvan and gave him a very cryptic message, along with a magical bow to help him in his travels. The pair then returned to the caravan and continued on. On day 28, the caravan arrived at Dragonspear, and that is where we start our adventure today. So reaching Dragonspear, you know that you're getting pretty close to the halfway mark of your journey to Waterdeep. Shut up, so you're getting pretty close, getting to the point where you've halfway made it there. Still plenty of dangers on the route ahead of you. So you've already passed by what appeared to be a long abandoned castle here at Castle Dragonspear. Know of rumor and hearsay rather of dangers within there. Decide that maybe it's not a great idea to venture into it quite yet, but it's something you're apparently keeping note of for the future.
Remind me, Dragonspear is just like an old keep. It's not like an actual city, correct?
Correct. It's a big keep with several outer walls that are kind of in disrepair. The whole area just hasn't been occupied by anybody civil in a very long time.
Yeah, and a strange voice every time you get close to the wall whispers, "Come back at level 10."
You're not ready for this area.
Next time on Christmas Rod.
Right?
No, Chris Estrada would be like, yeah, sure, go into the freaking dragon.
Go ahead. It's fine. Everything's
Come on,
fine.
Poison's fine.
I'd be throwing plot hooks at you. You'd be like, oh, this is where we're supposed to go. Yeah. Yeah.
Done. Sold.
Go there. Yes. All right. So you've passed by making camp a little bit of ways from the outer walls of Dragonspear. The next day is started. What do y'all want to do?
First thing I want to do is notice if Aerune is actually hitting on this chick that I'm supposed to be protecting.
Yep. I woke up that morning and I was like, yep, time to get to work.
This is happening.
Get that biddy. No, I think actually I'm probably first thing I'm doing is checking out that bow some more, but I'm also like gonna reluctantly try to figure out what to do with my keepsake bow.
I don't know. That's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably debating it. I don't know what he would want to do yet.
All right, so with that, Stone Skull will try to gather everything up and get ready to get on the road since Miss Uptight Elf here has a problem with us being delayed in any way.
Terra is kind of helping him, but like she just keeps disappearing every once in a while out of his sight. And she's not really helping. She just wants to make
She wants to look like she's helping.
Like every once in a while, she gathers a bit of rope, tosses it in the wagon.
Like 2 feet of rope at a time.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is fine.
As Tara's kind of doing this, trying to give on the sense of working, give me a performance check.
All right.
So as you're kind of half-heartedly throwing some rope on there, you actually take some of the rope back out of the wagon, drop it on the ground, pick it back up, and throw it back into the wagon. You did this for 2 or 3 times, and then you hear a voice echoing beside you. And does your little girl do anything around here? And Stone Skull, you are face to face with Aerune as she begins to berate you over your daughter.
I didn't believe that you hired me for her, but...
As she sets in, Terra just smiles.
And Stone Skull kind of looks to see what Terra's doing and quickly turns back to Aurelia and says, I believe my work ethic has spoke for itself, and I will take up any slack that she leaves behind.
As you're talking, you just see this highborn elf just tapping her foot as you begin trying to explain and make excuses for Terra. And she just shakes her head when you get done and says, well, while you may do adequately in getting everything serviced and somewhat protecting this caravan, your daughter is just baggage. She should really learn to have some useful skills, even with her
Disability.
Disability, yes. Word. Line.
Line, please. Line.
So yeah, she's not happy.
Stone Skull nods and says, "Yes, I completely understand. You have to understand my side too. I didn't bring her on thinking she would be much of help. I brought her on because I am protecting her."
Very well then. Just make sure she stays out of the way.
Well, okay, I will.
I feel like
Stone
Tara's
Skull.
smile is just getting bigger as this conversation is going on.
Stone Skull quickly tries to gather everything up and keeps glancing over in Tara's direction, knowing she can sense that he's kind of looking over there, and just kind of grins a little bit and keeps moving on with everything.
All right. So it's day 29 at this point. So you're exiting out of the Dragon Spear area and making your way on. Let's see. I'm trying to eyeball how far y'all are moving. It's not easy. I'm going to move y'all way too far at some point.
You know what?
Meh.
Havoc, remind me. What? This elf woman, what is she mostly trading in?
Fine wood.
From the jungles.
Oh, she deals in wood, Aerune.
Really?
Oh.
You motherfucker.
I'm not doing it. I'm not saying it. I can't.
Not gonna do it.
I will say maybe at some point during the last week or so, maybe I will make an excuse to be like, hey, how about I keep watch from this caravan, and I'll make up a bullshit excuse because it's more in the middle of it, a better viewpoint or some reason.
To make watch from Tyranny's?
Yep.
Okay. In an effort to get closer to her, as it were.
I mean, that or literally just fuck with Stone Skull.
I'm going to assume, though he has an intelligence of 6, he would still be a bro and be like, yeah, dude, get this girl to chill the fuck out.
Okay, so as you're leaving Dragonspear, quite a few days pass with not any big events happening. Some wagons break down, takes a little time to get them back going again. On day 36 or so, we'll say the caravan's coming up to rest, taking a little bit longer rest to spare the horses, and ending the day early. So it's later afternoon, but not quite sunset yet. And Aerune, you have the opportunity to, with the layout of the camp and such, your charge. Who was your charge?
He had the
Bade.
front. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bade kind of comes up and talks to you, says, I'm kind of located in the middle of the camp. Explains to you that he's just going to spend the evening trying to sell some beer out to everybody in the caravan. You all know that over the course of these last few days, you've passed other travelers, other caravans along the way. It's not like it's just not a barren road. There are no people or anything like that. You're not the only ones making this path. You see some coming back from Daggerford and Waterdeep, Succomber, and a few other cities using the tradeway to go back down south. You've been passed on some of your rests by some other travelers, some other merchants who have been coming from, either Sobar or Baldur's Gate as well, different cities along that way. This is a very populated route, even with the dangers of it. But as the evening progresses, Bade kind of gives you leeway to do as you will for the night, giving you the night off, essentially, Aerune.
Man, this just turned into Aerune's dating simulator.
I am just the storyteller,
And
you are the actor.
Now we have the name of session 11, Aerune's dating simulator.
the case, I'm gonna thank him. Let it remind him I'm just a whistle away. I'll actually go ahead and buy a round for everyone in our party, double up for Stone Skull, and bring those by to them as they either finish for the day or continue what they're doing. Then I'll bring an extra one whenever I get to Stone Skull and Terra.
Yeah, I was about to suggest that as well. Alrighty.
Roger.
So as you're going around, you see that most of the caravan seems to be a little bit lax this evening. It seems like you're getting more into the heavier traveled area of the tradeway, and this seems to be kind of a safer place than you've been in quite a few days before you get towards the deeper into the Trollbark Forest, and you reach the Misty Forest as well that's coming up to your northeast. So it's kind of lax. Everybody seems to be kind of taking it easy. Bates alcohol is kind of being sent out very judiciously to everybody, including the other guards and other merchants. So as you just sprint it out to your comrades, I imagine you all kind of find a group and kind of sit down by a fire and such, and you go over to see Stone Skull and Terra. Terra not doing a whole lot, but Stone Skull finishing up the camp with how have I been saying her name? Aerune? Yeah, Aerune.
Edrelli.
Edrelli, what?
Yeah, I've heard like 5 pronunciations.
It's
so
Shit, I
Edrelli.
have the wrong person.
Edrelli is the one over mine.
AKA Ed.
Ed Helry. That's how I have it marked, so I could
Yes,
remember how to
Ed
pronounce
Helry. I had the wrong NPC. Oops.
it.
Whose NPC is that?
So now we know the name of a future NPC that we haven't encountered yet.
No, Aerune is Maxine and Sarah's charge.
how
For
do you
some
spell her
reason.
name?
Who, Aerune?
No, the elf woman.
Edhelri.
That.
It helped.
Edhelry Llewell.
Yep.
Very good.
All right, so you make your way off to see Stone Skull and Terra, carrying your extra mug of ale. So I think you have like 4 since you were giving multiple to Stone Skull. Then you see Ed Hellery inspecting her wood in the back of her wagon.
Whoa.
Please, no.
Phrasing,
Please, no.
dude. Come on.
Her nickname's already Ed, man.
Phrasing, dude. Are we not
Yep.
going to do phrasing anymore?
Aaron just chugs his beer. Yeah, okay. I'll swagger over and call out to Stone Skull and Terra.
I'm going to look to where I think he is. I have no idea what you're calling him.
I haven't
Wave
acknowledged him yet. I'm waiting to see what he has to say before I
Gonna
acknowledge
wave in
him.
the general direction.
I imagine I'm like somewhat caught onto this, so instead, and also he's probably lightened up a bit at this point. I'm gonna like hold one mug directly in front of Tara's face and underneath her nose, not touching, but like just close enough to see how long it takes her to like kind of start sensing.
Well, what do I roll for that?
Constitution saving throw. Constitution
not
saving
yet.
throw.
First, wait. What are you giving her? Just some ale?
Just
or-
ale is
Yeah,
what
just
he
some
said.
ale.
Okay. Tara, give me a perception check with advantage.
Holy shit. Wow, man.
Tara is
I mean,
staring
come on.
blindly at nothing. Does not
Right
know
in
this
between
window.
Wow.
I say, or I'm just gonna say to her, remind me, what's your name?
Tara?
And as you say that, I just like start pouring it into your mouth. Like for a 0, I imagine I got it like just to the edge of your lip. and you still didn't know.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, Tara.
Oh my god. Nice.
Okay.
As it this somewhat lukewarm liquid begins to splash down your throat, because it's not cooled at all. You're able to reach up and grab the mug that Aerune had in his hand and not choke on the ale, but it tastes kind of sweet and such in your mouth. You definitely recognize the flavor.
Yeah, I'm just going to start downing it, like, keep going. Because it's been a while. We've been under, Nazi
Come on.
Hitler over here.
Come on.
Well, gentlemen, it's settled. I have to bang Hitler. No, that doesn't get to be the next stream title.
Oh, God.
No, we've already decided what that one's gonna be.
Let's do it, son.
It's too late for that. Maybe
And,
I'll change the name of this one.
Actually,
Aerune bangs Hitler.
Did Bade have anything better than ale though?
He had various different things: ale, some spiced rum, pretty much every basic alcohol that you would expect at the time. So different kinds of ale, but nothing extravagant like dwarven ale or anything.
Well, what about like half decent wine?
Yeah, he had a few wines.
All right, yeah, I'd probably get one of those or Elvin if he actually had that. But
Wait, hold on. So you brought Tara an ale, but you didn't bring one to Stone Skull?
no, I've got two
Oh,
for
you
you.
do.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say.
That was Stone
I'm
Skull.
retconning.
Then Stone Skull would have been very upset.
No, so yeah, if that's available Havoc, I'll buy a bottle of
Oh yeah, definitely.
that. Okay. And then I'll make a comment to Stone Skull. Stone Skull, my arm's getting kind of tired. Would you mind taking a couple of these from me? And I'm just gonna hold them out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you want them to go somewhere other than into my stomach?
What? And I just kind of like forget all about them.
As you're saying something, Stone Skull, you feel a tap on your shoulder as someone is tapping your shoulder from behind you.
Motherfucker. Stone Skull. Stone Skull turns to look to see who it is.
You see Ed Hillary has come up from the back of her wagon from inspecting her wood.
Damn it.
And
Damn
walks
it.
up behind you and has tapped you on the shoulder. And as you turn around to look at her, still towering very much over her, she looks up at you with a raised eyebrow, her arms crossed, and a foot tapping. She says, "Who said that you could drink? Are you done packing everything up now?"
Tara's gonna start viciously
Has-
shaking her head while still drinking.
Have we packed up the rest of the camp?
Oh yeah, you're done.
Okay. He's gonna look at her and say, I believe I am now off duty and I have 2 ales in my hand. If there's nothing else, I would like to step away now.
She looks at you with just kind of this bewildered look on her face and says, "What if we're attacked? And you're too inebriated to protect me and my wares?"
Hold on. Do you not see me here? I don't think I'm gonna be too inebriated for anything that comes up.
God damn it.
Right? Literally Stone Skull right there. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Give me a persuasion check, Stone Skull.
Oh, Jesus. Come on. Can I intimidate her? Wait, no, that's perception. Fuck, I always get those
No,
mixed up.
You fucked it up.
Motherfucker! Yeah! Perfect.
As Aerune is just berating you and just extremely upset, her eyes kind of wander from your face and see Aerune standing behind you. And as she begins to talk and yell at you again, her words begin to trail off, and she says, "Well, I suppose," she concentrates and looks back at you again, "I suppose one night of festivities wouldn't hurt. Very well then."
Stone Skull kind of chuckles to himself and says, "One night." Okay.
I say, you persuaded
Right?
so well. She got distracted by me.
Right?
That was the way it was gonna go if she just beat a 5. So if you beat a 5, you just have to roll a 20.
All right, I'll catch her eye and hold up a bottle of half decent wine.
With that, she kind of leans forward and looks into the bottle, or looks at the bottle rather. Says, "What is this filth that you've brought me?"
It's the nicest filth that this caravan has to offer.
With that, she
Yes,
kind of.
I am restraining make a Monty Python. Ooh, there's some lovely filth over here.
She kind of clucks and raises her chin. She says, "Well, it is not up to my standards. I will pass."
Yeah, I just kind of shrug at that and say, I understand. But you're welcome to join me if so wanted to. And I'll kind of just wander not too far, but off to the side with, half decent view of, well, I don't know what our local geography is.
Sorry, I'm trying not to. The local area is kind of a little bit of plains. There's a little bit of forest off to your west in the distance.
Oh, shit's gonna be too much tonight.
Plains and kind of rolling hills in the area.
All right, it's nighttime, right?
It's evening. It's not quite dusk yet.
Okay, so I'll head off to probably something in direction of the sunset, like just a decent stone to sit on top of and look out over.
All right, so you head off to the west as the sun begins setting around there. It seems that Hillary kind of follows you as you walk away, but then turns around and goes back to her business. What's everybody else doing?
Well, now that I'm back, I am going to just kind of make my way up to the group. And by the group, I mean kind of Stone Skull. He's probably. I'm always going to use you like a landmark, dude.
It's kind of hard to miss him, right?
Right. And I'm just going to make my way up with the beer that was dropped off by Aerune at my cart, and just kind of sit down in a huff. Just start going at that the flagon or whatever the hell it's delivered in. Just like sitting on the ground, leaning back against you guys. Just
About like at the wagon that we're at.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I turn D&D about down.
Oh.
What you doing, Steve?
Yeah, that's right, Aaron.
Yep, it's 10-1.
Just double checking over all our stuff to make sure, Sticky Fingers over there didn't try anything funny. And then regrouping with Maxine and Stone Skull.
I like how we're all like, our boy Aerune's gonna get some. Let's go stand over there.
Yeah, you are all collecting.
That's exactly what you
Let's
do.
in-
Everyone's like peeking around the side of the.
We need to encourage him. Go, Aerune. Wait,
Well, you should be encouraging me because I bring you double mugs of ale every time I try.
you do. You're right, you do.
All right, so everybody but Aaron's kind of gathered over near the kind of southern edge of the camp, where Ed Hillary's wagon is. And you all get a little time to rest and relax.
What is Fremont doing? Yes, I'm going to ask that question.
Of course you are.
Of course I am. My drinking buddy.
You
While
should
you're
wrestle.
figuring that
Ooh.
out, Tara actually wants to spend the night by the beer cart. Like she's just gonna sit cross-legged on the ground, working on kind of like a mud stone sculpture while drinking beer, and every time she runs out, getting another one.
Wait, are you bringing me beer too?
Well, no, I'm working on.
Then why the hell are you over by the beer cart?
I wander off sometimes.
All right, so we'll do this first. Tara, you wander back into the center of camp where Bade's wagon with all the alcohol and ale is. Kind of sit down. Bade walks over and talks to you, and as you begin, he hands you another drink. You pay the man. It's gonna be 1 silver piece for each drink, just BT dubs. You're sitting there, and Bade begins to talk to you, and he begins to tell you the story of how he got his sword.
Oh no, not
Oh,
another
this
one.
motherfucker. No, that's not happening.
Going
I will
back to-
not let this
go
fly.
back to Stone Skull.
No way is that gonna fly.
You see
Tara's
Fremont.
just gonna blankly stare as he starts. Gonna just blankly stare towards him, and then turn around and walk away with her else. Make about 5 steps and come running back and slam another silver piece on the bar. Oh, I forgot about Stone Skull.
He's kind of upset that you didn't want to listen to his story, but shrugs it off and says, "Well, as long as you're paying me," and gives you another ale for Stone Skull.
And then I'm gonna grab it and just run off, kind of like the blind girl holding 2 beers, skipping through town.
Stone Skull, you fucker.
Motherfucker.
All right. It's
Wait
really
until
great.
Tara
Fremont.
tells me. Wait until Tara tells me that this is a thing now, and then Stone Skull's gonna be like, "Listen here, I have a better story about my sword than you do."
Gentlemen,
You're kinda
please don't
looking-
compare swords in public.
No, we are definitely going to be comparing swords in public.
Oh, god damn it. This is
That's
Oh,
awesome.
this is great.
Oh, my face hurts. Okay.
And just keep going with stories, one over the other. Oh, one time my sword killed 40 goblins. Oh, yeah. Well, one time my sword, like, oh, come on.
One time my sword just walked out of the house and killed an entire village, came back home.
Ed Hillary's just standing behind everybody, just not impressed by any of your stories.
I mentioned the one time a single arrow killed 10 kobolds. Not lie.
Not a joke.
And then
Um,
Stone Skull kind of makes it out like, yeah, we've heard that story over and over again.
Says the guy, shut the fuck up about it.
Stop talking about your stupid arrows.
Stone Skull, as you're looking around the camp for Fremont, you actually see him on the edge of camp. It seems like he's the only one that got roped into doing watch tonight.
Oh, no, I don't want to do watch. Just like that, Stone Skull's like, fuck, my night is ended.
As you're
Walks
looking
over.
out to him, Fremont turns around and waves at you, Stone Skull, like, hey!
Buddy, you made it.
So you've got watch tonight then?
That he kind of frowns a bit and looks at you and says, yeah, unfortunately, Bade is not as forgiving to everybody. I had a night off the other night, you see, so unfortunately I have to keep watch tonight. But I welcome your company if you'll join me.
And Stone Skull nods and yeah, I'll join you. Unless you're needing help, and then maybe I'll have to get somebody else to take care.
No, I couldn't ask for anybody but you.
Motherfucker.
At this point, Tara shows up. And,
Don't
lifts
you
up
fucking
Stone
do it.
Skull's beard.
Don't you do it.
All right,
Don't
well
you
now
do it.
Stone Skull's out of the way for this entire night.
Oh, I'll do it. Every fucking time you forget about him, I will remind you that he's still
I
there.
forgot about All right, so Stone Skull and Fremont begin to share watch, having a little bit of ale, but being the responsible mercenaries that they are, they decide not to get too wasted in their watch. They continue on that for the rest of the night. The rest of you are kind of gathered around at the southern end of the camp. Aerune, you were off to the west of the camp.
Yes, sir.
Aerune.
Yes,
I'm
DM.
regretting this decision so bad right now. I have to roleplay this now. Oh God.
Oh, just gloss
Yeah.
over it. It's fine.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Perky.
Everybody except Stone Skull and Tara. Actually, no, everybody except Stone Skull. Give me perception checks.
Yeah. Sometimes being
Oh,
on watch
boy.
is good. Oh, y'all gonna fuck
Mm.
this whole thing up, aren't you?
Jesus.
We've been drinking.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Fucking Max. Thank you.
Maxine, as
Yeah.
you're, discussing with your buddies and talking about your travels thus far, swapping stories and such, and I would imagine y'all are trying to keep an eye on the people that you know that are probably affiliated with the cult. Talking about that, you notice that Adelry is no longer near her wagon, and you actually spot her speaking to Bade in the center of camp. She has a bottle in her hand, and she disappears off to the west.
You hear that, Aerune? Your wine wasn't good enough, but she got something from another guy.
Oh damn! That's actually a pretty good way to take it. Just
Right?
Aerune, as you're sitting off, kind of looking over camp and taking in the view and such, as any good archer would do, you see a very slim figure walking towards you, and you immediately recognize her due to your stalking. Fancy with her. As this is Ed Helry coming towards you, she appears to have 2 mugs and a wine bottle or some kind of alcohol bottle that has silver lining all across it.
I will kind of raise my own glass in greeting and say, I see that you still have some of the finer things with you.
With that, she kind of shrugs and sits kind of far away from you, down on the ground after clearing a bit of a spot on the ground for her to sit down so it doesn't muddle her dress. She says, well, the trash that you brought was not befitting of someone such as some people such as ourselves. However, if you grease Bade's palms enough, he does have some high-class wine that he keeps hidden away from everyone else.
I'm going to nod and say that's very good to know. I did ask him what he had in stock, but he seemed reluctant to give me a full picture.
With that, you see her hold up 5 gold pieces. She says, that's the minimum to get anything from that greedy bastard.
I'll say he has to find some way to counterbalance his normal swill, and I imagine Stone Skull drowning in silver piece ales.
Literally hundreds of them before he even starts to feel a buzz.
Oh yeah, you spent 2 gold on 20 beers, right?
Yeah, right?
Like, I don't think that was big.
That's nothing. Yeah.
Now she's kind of sitting there looking at you, Aerune. She shrugs and pours herself a glass and pours another one for you and says, well, among the rest of this rabble here, you seem like the only one highborn enough to bother having a drink with. She reaches out and offers the mug to you.
I take
Do I
it
hear this?
gracefully.
Nah, you're on the other side of camp.
Damn it.
From the other side of camp with a nat 20 perception roll. Fuck you, lady.
Right? I'm like, bitch, please. I'm fucking highborn enough.
God.
You can't hang with me.
You can't hang with me. So I'll graciously, take the cup and, I say, I thank her for it and, just describe that, it's nice to sometimes have, other elven company, aside from current party, because Maxine and Steve, what are you going by? Steve? Sarah. Okay, yeah. Besides Maxine and Sarah, to converse with and just kind of give her like the general gist of like how
And
where I
we've
came
been giving
from.
her the cold shoulder in particular. Sorry, we've been staying clear of them.
Well, I was mainly just saying, I wasn't going to say like, oh yeah, it's nice to travel with some elves, and her be like, you do travel with some elves. Avoiding that pitfall.
Yeah, good job there.
But, yeah, I'll just, say like, oh, I came from here, was studying at Candlekeep and got, pulled away. So it's nice to see, another elven face.
With that, she kind of nods as you explain a little bit of your history, and she says, "What could bring someone of your high nobility out of your studies?"
So probably get a little bit wistful. Is that the right emotion? Maybe.
Yeah, if you're like reminiscing something. Yeah.
And I'm like gonna super upplay it, where I say, I had a friend from the Candlekeep who went mysteriously, vanished one night, and didn't seem like the kind of person that would do that. And I'm definitely playing the pronoun game, not really like saying it's a her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I say like, their father, entreating me to search out for them. Well, it seemed like the only right thing to do.
With that, she kind of nods once again. Says that person must have been very important to you for you to leave your studies.
And I say, one of a few good friends at the Candlekeep, but I couldn't rightfully sleep and continue on without at least doing all that I could.
She kind of tilts her head and shrugs. Says, "Well, that is a valiant deed, I suppose, in its own right. A little too boisterous and dangerous for my eyes, but to each their own."
I was gonna say, hopefully back to so we're scholarly work and fine wines before long.
With that, she kind of raises her glass for a toast. She says, "To that, as always, to the simpler things and more exquisite treats in life."
Oh man, shit. I'm gonna raise my glass and say, "And many treats there are."
Oh, good one.
Oh yeah, nailed it.
Nailed it.
Like, I imagine I'm just sitting back, like, as close as I can on another wagon, just eavesdropping while I'm drinking.
I was gonna say, you don't like have the eavesdrop spell or anything, right?
No.
They're a
Big
little
magical
ways.
ear floating in the air.
They're a
Oh, I
little
can be
ways from
invisible, though.
there. They're a little ways from the encampment. Not terribly far though. Give me a perception check, Max.
Wait, Max?
Yeah, Max.
Oh, okay, never mind.
See if he
Well,
hears
that doesn't matter.
You hear words here and there. You're not really able to get much of the idea of what they're talking about. It's like I said, it's kind of far away for you to be eavesdropping on them.
Oh well, if it makes it worse, I definitely was only gonna speak to her in Elven, because that totally outplays her whole highborn thing. Well, yeah, that. I forgot that she knows that one.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, your conversation continues on. She doesn't talk too much and doesn't really disclose much information about herself. She's very vague about the things she talks about. Trying to do, she lost everything. She does say that from some raiders that attacked her family, and decided to take her merchant business elsewhere, and arrived in the jungles of Cholt, and decided that the wood that grew only there would make a lucrative business, bringing it back to the Sword Coast to sell. And that's what she's been doing for quite a few years.
All right. So in the response to that, I'll compliment her on picking herself up and maintaining a business through it, and then at the end I'll make small talk about the quality of the wood, and maybe eventually I'll make a bow from it.
And with that, she smiles and nods. She stands up, seeming a little bit unsteady on her feet after a few glasses of this wine. You did notice that it was very warming as you drank it, it seemed to be a little bit more potent than the normal. Excuse me, the normal wine that Bade sold. As she stands up and kind of, oh shit, something stuck in my throat. 1 second.
I rushed to my feet to give her a hand and clear the DM's throat.
Thanks. Like I said, an hour or two has passed during this whole thing. She stands back up and gives you kind of a shaky bow as she turns to leave. She looks over her shoulder and says, "Well, if you do decide that you want to look at some of my wares, feel free to drop by after dark."
Oh my god.
Oh man, come on! I don't want to listen to this.
We're not.
Oh wait, I'm not, because I'm not anywhere near the fucking site right now. Right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I really did take you your beer that I took from Bay.
So
Sitting quietly in a corner by myself, like waving my hands over the earth, having a little earthen golem fight.
if Zorn was interested, I imagine his face sticking out of the ground, like obscurely, like some kind of crazy earthbender shit.
Oh man.
All right, yeah. So I will, tell her I might just do that. Just clean up a little bit and say that I'll, be going for a quick inspection of the camp, and then I, we'll head back later.
Okay. As you're walking, she's wrapping up and walking back to the camp towards her wagon. You see Maxine has gotten up and looks to be patrolling the camp. Maxine, as you're walking around, you clearly see Ellery walking away from Aerune and see Aerune standing there.
I wave.
Wake up. You just walk up. How are things going?
I shoot him a knowing glance and say, with the camp or, business?
I said, what business do you have with her and that expensive bottle of wine?
Oh, nothing. Just, talking about wood and elven culture, you could say.
We're not doing
I just
phrasing
imagine
anymore.
the same like illicit chuckle, like the belly laugh. Like, I hope you two enjoy yourself. I'm gonna make a walk to the camp and keep it, put an eye on a couple that we spotted earlier.
I grab his fake elven shoulder and say, "It's nothing personal. You're just not fine enough for me."
Oh, you don't deal with the riffraff, huh? One of the high elves do.
Well, what is his what kind of elf are you?
Didn't really ask. I just imagined a wood elf. We said small. That's why I always kind of imagine.
There's got to be like an elven way to call wood elves like the rednecks of elven culture.
Right? There's got to be a word. Just make it up. You silly Ulili.
Bark ears. I think that's probably pretty good.
Yeah, bark ears.
It's a very derogatory statement there.
Shut up, peasant.
All right, so
Stump dwellers.
I mean, I was gonna berate her for talking about lowborn people, but trying to hit that. So.
all right, so as your conversation comes to a close with Maxine, Maxine, you take off into the camp, kind of completing your patrol to try to see things. You notice, looking around at a few of the wagons, it seems like their wares have not necessarily multiplied, but it seems like they're carrying more than they were when started. You know that during the travels, other caravans, like I said before, have intermingled with your caravan, and some people have talked together, and it seemed like there might have been some buying and selling and some exchanging of goods during those intercourses, as it were. So
phrasing?
Phrasing. I thought about it after I said it. So that kind of makes sense to you, but at the same time, it seems like the ones that are more heavily loaded on there are very specific. Yeah, you wouldn't need an insight check on that. You know these is the 3 that you found, or that Steve reported back that he found loot in, stuff that wasn't
Oh
just
yeah,
on
we
the
were
merchant.
walking them side by side.
Yeah. So you know that these are the ones that had what appeared to be stolen goods inside of them.
Interesting. Okay, just gonna make note of it.
And what wagon was that? At Hellry's?
No, there were 3 of them. Are you saying that all 3 of the wagons gained gear?
It looks like only 2 out of the 3 that you knew of seem to have
Okay.
gained more. The wagons of an Aldor Urn, as well as Inam Tobun. Inam had a bunch of random stuff in his wagon. Didn't make a whole lot of sense, but Steve did find some stolen goods in it. And then Aldor Urn seemed to have lots of books and household goods in his wagon. And it seems like there's a few more crates inside of there as well now.
Can I want to, if magical means are necessary, like there are people around, I want to kind of take my time and do an in-depth kind of inventory of what's in those in particular.
So you want to get all up inside of them so you can see them better?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. If there are people around where that would be, well, I would be unable to do that without magical assistance.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the camp is about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 wagons at this point. They're kind of in a large semicircle, or a large circle rather, probably about 100 feet in diameter. But there's a good amount of people, 20, 30 different travelers, guards and merchants and such, mixed in there, and they're all kind of populating the area. You could try to do it without being seen, but it's going to be kind of difficult.
Okay. So I imagine it would also be difficult if I made some noise that I would be heard.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Still whispering. As you're kind of looking around to see if any noise would cause anything or any unwanted attention, you notice that a few of the travelers seem to be playing some instruments, starting up a little bit of a miniature party in the middle of the camp around Bade's wagon. It seems like the festivities are going to go for a little while. It's kind of raucous and such in the camp, so maybe a little bit of noise wouldn't be too much of an issue.
Okay, well then either way, I'm going to cloak myself in invisibility, and then silence. Both of them are concentration. That's silly.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go with invisibility. Just make sure I'm not seen. And no, silence makes more sense. Sorry, I'm gonna do silence on one of the wagons, and then climb in and start doing a more detailed inventory of what all is in there.
All right. So as you climb in, how big is the radius on silence?
20 feet.
All right. So the entirety of the wagon makes no noise as you climb into the back of it. As you're doing so and making your way into the back, give me a stealth check. Okay. So as you part the flaps on this wagon, you're climbing into the back of Enon Tobun's. You're able to slip inside of it without being seen by anybody. As you're looking around inside your...
Could you give me that guy's name, just so I can notes?
There you go.
Thank you.
So you're climbing into Master Tobun's wagon. You see lots of random stuff in the back. So it seems to be a mixture of everything from household goods. So things like chairs and such are kind of lined to one side. You see a table trumped over. You see some clothes inside of a chest. It seems like this gentleman, at least on the surface, is shipping goods for other people, maybe high class nobles, sending off all of their stuff from summer homes or something along those lines and delivering it from one city to another. It seems to be just, like I said, random stuff that would go inside of a house. But as you begin to investigate further, you see some of the chests on the other side of the wagon. While on the surface, it looks like they have blankets or maybe a tapestry or two kind of strewn out in the middle, clearly just covering the surface. You move them aside, once again, not making any noise as you do so, and see things of, pretty much everything's made of gold and silver that you see inside of it. You see candelabras, expensive cutlery. You see a few jewels, and some jewelry, as well as,
Just like trinkets.
Yeah, trinkets, things that would have value if sold outright. Nothing, just ridiculously standing out. There's not like huge diamonds or anything sitting inside these things, but it fits in line with what you would expect to be stolen from villages like Greenest, for instance.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
The more important part for me personally was like with getting an idea of how much of the stuff was in there, so that way I could see if it's gaining or growing. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. At this point, you see 4 different chests.
Chest.
Yeah, 4 different chests, varying sizes. There's one large one and a few smaller ones. As you kind of look otherwise, you see a few crates kind of lining the bed of this wagon as well. Not real large, but as you kind of pop one of the tops of them off, you see more of this kind of loot inside of them. All in all, it seems like there's...
This is the wagon behind at Elry, right?
Depends on the day.
Oh. Well, as we have been going, like, as our normal travels.
At the start,
yeah.
At the start of everything, this was the one that was behind it.
Okay, yeah.
You see 2 different crates that seem to have this loot in it, as well as those 4 chests.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to do that systematically for the other 2 as well.
For both the suspected ones, because only one other one seemed to have gotten more stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then sorry. Then the other one, that's right, 2 of the 3.
Okay.
Did he use invisibility on his wagon as well?
Silence?
Sorry, silence. Yep. I was looking at invisibility and tried to say silence, and it wasn't working.
All right, so as you move towards Outdoor Earns, his full name is actually Ern Polhurst, but I didn't like that, so there's the name on that one. You move to his wagon. As you're casting silence on this wagon, give me another stealth check.
1 second. Earn. Stealth check. Bam. I'll take it.
Okay. Yeah, same as before. You cast a spell. Kind of take a look around you to make sure nobody's watching, and not seeing anyone, you slip into the back of this wagon. As you do so, you see lots of books and some household goods, kind of similar to what you saw in the other wagon. However, this, instead of looking kind of finely made as far as the table and chairs and some chests and such, everything looks a little bit, I guess, more peasantly, not as rich decor. It seems to probably be owned by this individual. As you look around, you see various books kind of strewn about. As you kind of look at them a little bit closer, you see all these books are actually about one thing. They're about law. Kind of leads you to believe that maybe he was a lawyer or some kind of practicer of law. And during the travel, you heard a little bit of gossip going around that Aldor was actually shunned from Baldur's Gate due to a scandal of some kind, and was actually fleeing the city because of it. As you take a little bit closer look around, very similar to the chests that you saw, or not the chests, the crates rather, that you saw on the other wagon, you see 3 more inside this one that were not there previously when Steve searched the area.
Just the 3 chests.
Yeah, just the 3 crates.
Crates, sorry. Cool.
Steve had seen under a very poorly made kind of trapdoor in the bottom, which you're able to investigate too. There was a small stash of what appeared to be that loot. However, 3 crates containing this loot have been added to it.
Wait, what's Steve's current name?
Sarah.
Sarah. What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight? Happy to have you here. Pretty fun night.
Anything else you were wanting to investigate?
Everybody here seems to be in
No.
good spirits and
No, we've got
kind of
like
having
a
fun
nice
with
little
it.
inventory
So
of where things are.
glad to have all of you here.
I want to head back past Aerune on the way back.
All right, what are you doing, Aerune?
Aerune currently has
Taunting
his
Stone
ankles.
Skull.
Yeah, Arune's ankles are currently melted into the ground since he put water on his goal. And now Stone Skull and Aerune are having some kind of weird back and forth ice during competition.
I mean, it was a joke, but I'm kind of liking it. So yeah, I think I finished a watch, and then this started happening, and I'm like, well, listen, if you ask really nicely, I can make it taste better.
How about I not ask nicely and you do it anyway?
Stone Skull, make an intimidating check.
Ooh.
Motherfucker. The first time this whole campaign.
Echoing shout
What is that
continues.
resisted by?
Aerune, make an insight check.
Crit
That
one.
one.
Motherfucker.
You know Stone Skull is absolutely not serious.
Or is he?
Or is
Stone Skull
he?
is not serious.
And say, I don't know, and then just kind of waving it off my, like, I have to do like a small motion for prestidigitation, so I change the flavor of it behind my back and turn away and take a sip of mine.
Okay.
And then I turn my attention to just walked over Maxine.
Mm-hmm.
Say,
It just kind of
any news?
no, it's you don't kind of move up the 2. You kind of relay the information, but with the idea is saying that 2 of them are gaining these treasures and baubles faster than they're not selling them, they're gaining them. Maybe just keep an eye on those 2 in particular with the comings and goings, especially with other merchants or other interactions with other people for the next couple days. If you have a vantage point on it anyway.
So I'll nod and just verify with him the two carts I should be keeping an eye out for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
just
imagine
point
y'all
them
are
out.
all in a group, so you all see the 2 wagons he was, referring to belonging to Inam and Aldor.
So yeah, I'll just get the review cap from him, specifically what they gain, what kind of stuff is it. It's all
No, it's,
valuables, right?
Yeah. You say, I've made a small list. I'm going to pay attention to the changing of the inventory. But I'm curious who exactly it is they're doing business with.
So I'll nod and say, just ask again, have we seen any signs that they are part of the group or only suspicious accumulation of things?
I think it's just suspicion. I don't think the cultists would get anywhere near this caravan or near, Baldur's Gate itself. There's a chance that the people that are carrying it, don't know what they're carrying it for.
It's possible. We'll have to pay special attention to who they deal with, reach the next settlement.
My thoughts exactly.
Yep.
All right. The evening is kind of waning on. It's getting a little bit later. Night has already fallen. Seems like everybody's festivities are finally dying down and going to bed knowing that you're going to have to travel tomorrow.
I hand the remainder of my beer to Stone Skull and make it taste wonderful.
Make it taste what?
Wonderful.
Finish that thought.
I kind of look you up and down, say he's probably a stout guy.
I actually am, but yes.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Hey, the winding river is moving there.
It really was.
Be hilarious.
Crazy.
He takes a drink. He's like, "You've been drinking this stout the whole time?"
Right? Why haven't you brought me this before?
What are you talking about? You've been drinking that the whole time. Look, and I change your cup's flavor.
Does Stone Skull notice that the flavor is like being changed by Aerune?
Give me an insight check with advantage.
Yeah.
Are you? Well, he was doing it behind his back. Give me a deception check, Aerune.
Roger. So it doesn't actually say what the effect is. Like unless I'm making a shower of sparks, it doesn't. Ooh.
Well, though Aerune was very careful and almost got it past you, Stone Skull, you're able to know that he's been kind of fucking with your drinks all night. So you kind of assume that he did something to this.
And Stone Skull will kind of chuckle and say, "Don't worry, my friend. I'll make sure you get yours too."
I'm gonna walk off to the caravan and say, "Pardon me for making your piss water taste better."
You made it taste like licorice at one point. I don't think at this point Stone Skull's very happy with you.
Just
remember.
remember.
Thank you in your direction.
Right?
I'm just like casting back as I walk off. Just remember, your beer might end up tasting like piss water, or you might be drinking beer that isn't.
But what's the difference?
It's actually piss water.
He literally could have pissed in a cup. Made
It's literally going to be exactly what you think it is.
All right. So as the night is kind of wrapping up, what's everybody doing?
No, just kind of winding down.
How
heading
much?
back towards my cord? Oh, cat! My cat's walking across my keyboard.
How much of the shift has passed for me?
It's about 4 hours or so has passed. Got another 4 or so before you and Fremont will be relieved by someone else.
Okay. Just going to hang out and take it easy until probably the last 30 minutes of the shift, and then probably hammer it pretty hard and then call it a night.
Okay. Sarah, what are you doing?
I'm like kind of laying next to where they're having watch, playing with little stone golems I've made, making them attack each other with different weapons.
You should get a betting ring going.
Right?
That would be totally one-sided.
Yeah.
As you're doing so, a few of the people returning to their beds and tents and such take notice of you. Give me a performance check.
We're on
Ooh.
watch, though, and I'm hiding away from people.
You did the same.
Playing with dirt toys.
Yeah.
You hear a few kind of burly men, kind of guards and such, heading back to their tents, and they look over and see it like, that's adorable. And then they continue on to go back to bed.
I was hoping more of like a football bro secretly loves Pokemon. It's like, damn, he got Charizard.
Steve, what are you doing?
Before winding down, I'm gonna take a second inventory of our setup at our camp. They still don't trust what's his face.
All your goods and such?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, everything seems to be in place. Nothing seems to have wandered off. You're just going to bed after that?
Yeah.
Okay. Max, you were just getting done for the night, right?
Yeah, I was just turning in. I am putting special emphasis on my sword. But I want to put it like underneath my shield and sleep with like my shield covering my chest. So there's literally no way you can get it without moving me.
Okay. Alrighty, and finally, Aerune.
You've been waiting for this, haven't you?
To get through everybody else. I've been waiting for it too.
All right. I freshen up. I got prestidigitation. I can do that. Just make myself, very presentable. And I'll wander my way over. Oh yeah, what does the night sky look like? So stop moving the fucking text. It's driving me nuts. The high moor's shifting. You guys seeing this shit?
Back down a little bit ago.
I'm not the only one, right?
As the DM subtly fucks with you the entire time.
Nat 20 perception. Aaron's tripping, staring off to the east.
So, what do you got freshened up and everything? Where are you going?
Oh, I'm heading to where'd she say to meet? Does she have a tent or is it the caravan?
She has a tent set up behind her wagon.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I'll head over there to look for her. And I was basically going to ask her, is the night sky out? Lots of stars.
Oh yeah, clear, moonlit sky outside. Very romantic.
Right. Yeah, it just seems like something. So yeah, I'll walk back there and just make a I'll subdued but out there comment that just says it's always much better than a candle heap being on the road. You can see so many stars and constellations.
And with that, you're kind of standing next to her tent. It seems like there's no light coming from it. Seems like she would be asleep at this point. But as you're saying that, you see her head, pop out from inside the tent. She says, "What are you talking about?"
I point upwards. I don't know. You tell me, what's the nearest or what's the most overhead constellation?
She kind of sighs and looks up at you and says, "I don't know. Who cares about the stars?"
I was asking you, Havoc. God damn it.
Oh, shit. I'm fucking fine. Who cares about the stars? Gemini, sure. Or,
Trying to be
Yes.
suave before he lays
That's
that
a
plate.
thing.
Is that
Yeah,
a thing?
exactly.
The Big Dipper is above you. I know that one.
Oh, that just sounds like a metaphor.
It is.
Wait, why do they have the same constellations as us?
They probably don't, but I am not fresh on my knowledge of Forgotten Realms frickin' star patterns. Sorry.
Fucking
Yeah, they're all-
Aerune's got to ask
they're
these
all
dumb
based
questions.
They're all based off the gods.
All based
So
off
all
the gods.
so they're all the constellations are the the
Oh,
god.
it's definitely the
Oh, man.
constellation of the lover.
And the only other one that they reference is Saloon in her tears, like the other small moons that are behind him, and all the small moons are part of the constellations.
Oh man, hold on.
Why
Shit,
are we
what is it?
listening to Overwatch? Am I playing Overwatch now?
I don't know why this is on the road.
Right? I was like, wait, that's Overwatch music. Why am I playing Overwatch right now?
All right. Either way, to save time, I was gonna say I know there's the Elven pantheon of constellations, and one of them has to be probably a chick that is a god of fertility, and just point it out.
Of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do.
As you're saying that, Ed Rory kind of looks up at the stars and says, "I don't know what that is."
I'm going to just raise an eyebrow tauntingly. God damn it.
Wait, hold on. Did Aerune look to see if she has like the I want to speak to your manager haircut first?
Oh, that's our permanent hairstyle.
Is her name Carol?
Oh yeah.
It's not Carol or Karen.
Kim Jean Carroll McStevens.
Well, it doesn't matter. Her name's going to be Felicia in the morning. So
Felicia.
As you're saying something or motion the stars, kind of flabbergasted, she doesn't know them. She gets out of the tent. You see her. She's kind of wearing a somewhat translucent robe. Doesn't leave a lot to the imagination. She kind of sighs heavily and motions to the back of her wagon. She says, "Did you have to pick now to come look at the wood?"
Oh my god, Havoc.
I was like, I am
Come
like,
on.
Havoc, you're killing me.
Come on.
I think with that
all right,
setup, you have to do it.
Yeah, I just say, at your suggestion, but I will always come when you would like me to.
Come on, dude.
I hate you so much.
Hey,
Come
you did
on.
it. You forced my hand.
And as you're saying that, you hear a soft chuckle when she grabs hold of you and shoves you into her tent.
All
And
right,
the
and
screen
fade to
goes
black, please.
It fades to black.
Please.
We continue on to the next day.
Whoever the new viewer on the stream is, disconnect right now.
I'm so sorry
I'm
to
so
everybody that is
sorry.
currently watching my stream.
I did this ultimately, and I apologize for it.
As much as it hurts you, I have to live it right now.
Yeah, and after that adventure, we'll
I-
take a break.
I will not let you forget this.
I hate everything right now. I'll be right back.
I'm taking
Go take a
immunity, but
shower.
I was totally expecting you to tell me to roll one hidden, very quiet performance check.
I was waiting for you to have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit!
Right?
I would rather that because I'm proficient in those. Actually, I mean, there's a lot of ways we can argue this, right? Dexterity, strength.
All right, guys, I'll be
Sleight
right
of
back.
hand.
That's only if you're not proficient with your tools,
Athletics and acrobatics. Arcanal.
God.
Man, good one.
I'm gonna be so glad when this is done. Hey man, I was trying to, help you make your work life a little better.
We'll see how she is
Nothing about this is going to make my work life better. Because if you fuck this up, I am now going to be dealing with her being irritated at the fact that it didn't work out.
I mean, this is true.
I mean,
tomorrow. Man, how much is child support?
No. I am not paying for you. No.
No, the opposite version of this was like, I come out in the morning, I'm like wearing her bathrobe, and I pat Stone Skull. I'm like, how you doing, champ? You doing good?
Can we hold on? Can we have him roll a performance check to see how well he does?
No, we already called.
Come on, no, come on.
Like that, it wasn't going to happen in the first place.
Right?
It is happening.
I'll be right back.
Man, I don't like that.
Here we go. Let's do it. Big money.
It's gonna be hilarious no matter what you roll.
Oh man. Yeah, 5.
No.
Oh, the robe was.
You know what? No, it was. It got real cold. He had drank a lot of water and cramped up.
Son of a bitch!
What?
She rolled a 4.
Man, we're both awful and we don't know it.
both
Just
terrible at
awkward.
it.
Listen, man, 2 elves, they haven't seen another real elf in a long time. It doesn't matter. You take what you can get.
Just wait on everybody to get back and we'll resume.
I just came back to Discord and see all of Zorn's, what the hell have you been linking, Zorn?
What the hell have you been doing?
Oh my god. I didn't see the one. God damn it.
Like, can I roll like a perception check to see if I hear how terrible it is inside of that tent?
Listen, man, you're begging for it. You're snooping for it. You can't yell at me now.
You wanna make me describe what was going on in the
No, I don't. No, nobody wants that. No.
Can we
I want
just
I want it to
walk
be a
away
bad
from the
roll.
situation
No.
and just act
He
like
wanted
it
to
never
describe
happened?
audibly. He wanted to know what he heard.
We want to know
Oh,
everything. We want.
Didn't
I
know there
want
was a line that I
details.
wouldn't cross as a DM. We've found it.
We
I want a
want
perception roll
details.
followed by an intelligence roll so that he hears everything, but he doesn't understand any of it. Like it traumatizes him.
God damn it, I keep hitting the back button on my stupid mouse. Oh, there's so much shit I have to reload.
Ah, man. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Happy to have all of you joining us for our adventure tonight. Adventure / roleplay session, because that's literally everything that we have done tonight. And that's perfectly okay. Don't forget, we are having Civil War Empire on Wednesday. Then we are back
What are we
to
doing?
Sunday and Monday for this
We're still
week.
having one.
Next week is Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I think so.
I'm just waiting
So
for everybody to
yeah,
get back.
Calculating
thank you
child
guys
support.
for being here. Obviously, if
You
you
know,
aren't
hey,
already
do you know
doing
anything
so,
about this chick
go ahead
at
and give
all?
us a follow. Been lots of fun tonight.
You
Hope you
totally
guys
just
are
got
enjoying
the
it. And
ultimate
if you are,
equivalent of the
if you aren't already following us,
Yeah,
give us a
buddy.
follow. It
I think
helps
that's
us
the
out.
concept.
He needs to make a
Come and join us
nature-
again in the future.
nature saving
Uh,
the survival. Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's about it for tonight. Yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right, Ruckus, you're.
Yep.
Steven.
Ew.
It's the cable guy, not some girl moaning your name.
All right, I finished my delicious skitty.
Waiting on my friend to get back with McDonald's, but I'll drink a beer while I wait.
Welcome.
I had Slotskis.
Gross.
I did not make the mistake of getting a large sandwich this time.
Alrighty. So the evening wraps up somewhat uneventfully, except for one member of the party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was actually.
That was pretty uneventful.
Why is Ruckus deafened? You tried to mute and you hit the wrong key.
This sounds like a morning after wake up song.
Morning after.
Vaguely triumphant.
Vaguely
God damn it.
Barely
There you
triumphant.
go.
Sunskull, you seem pretty mad, bro. Are you sure that you weren't into it?
So,
I may be a voyeur, but that was
Hey,
fucking
rude.
disappointing.
Vaguely triumphant.
Vaguely
Dortress.
triumphant.
Vaguely triumphant.
so
Hey, man, I
night
won in
was-
the end. It doesn't matter.
Is it winning now?
Yes.
No,
Nice.
it's not.
It's a very minor victory, but it's still a win.
Yeah.
I like it when it gets
Hold on.
nothing.
So explain to me how this 5 is a win in my territory, because there's no way this is gonna
She rolled
turn
a
out
4.
well for me. No, it doesn't matter. There's no way this will turn out well.
Well, we're talking about your personal victory. I'm just saying I won.
So, with Aerune's romp, as it were, in the night, it turned into kind of just that. Unfortunately, neither one of them really knew what they were doing. Neither one of them was very experienced. Unfortunately, neither one of them actually reached the end either. So it's
Just
kind of disappointing
oh,
all
man.
around.
Damn it.
It's kind of a disappointment for everyone involved. For those of you who are Stone Skull, especially, who was trying to listen in on this for potential blackmail, you heard a lot of confusion and phrases such as "Is it in yet?" and "Do you even know what you're doing?" and needless to say, neither one of them looked very satisfied or happy come morning.
Next time you go to shoot your arrow, I'm going to say, "Is it in yet? Come on, is it in yet?" I don't think it's in yet.
That might get it aimed at your face.
Knowing that Stone Skull's gonna get shot with an arrow.
We could just delete this VOD now. That'd be great.
Yeah, just
None of this
you
happened.
bleach
Everything's
my mind
fine.
while you're at it.
God.
There will
Hey,
be a recap
it's-
of
it's-
this next week.
It's literally not our fault that you decided to roll a 5 per performance. I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
that's you.
it's also
They're
not
common
my
in
choice.
elves at your age.
Anyway, they both learned valuable lessons in the night prior that they weren't really into each other, honestly. So, needless to say, that's probably not going to be a reoccurring thing on this trip. Thank God.
Thank God.
So, as you leave out, it's about day 35 at this point. You're making your way further down the tradeway. A few more days pass without much happening. As you get to day 38, however, you're adventuring on. Everything seems to go on pretty smoothly. You all notice that the tradeway itself, the pathway, has begun a little bit, rugged. Seems from some of the recent rains and such, some mud holes and such have formed.
How far are we on the trail here?
You're about accurate.
Just a
where you
little
are.
ways. Okay.
So as you're going kind of a tight corner through some of the woods that are kind of expanding out from the Trollbark Forest from the west, there's kind of a corner that's going around. Some of the wagons take a little time to get around it, but then you notice one, unfortunately, as it's making around the corner, one of its wheels gets caught on a tree and snaps, and the wagon comes kind of toppling over to one side. Unfortunately, it's the side where there's no... it's kind of to the back end, I guess, like the back right wheel came undone and fell down, and a few of the crates that were inside of it comes flying out of the wagon and smash onto the ground, breaking. As everybody's kind of looking around, seeing what the commotion is, you all clearly see what appears to be various goods, all made of gold and silver, as well as some jewels and jewelry mixed into it. You know this is the wagon of Aldor Earn.
I'm going I imagine there's people like now moving to I'm gonna dismount and start making my way over there. I'm in an effort to help.
Quick
not only
question.
get closer. Yeah.
Would it be out of the ordinary for him to carry this kind of wares?
He's not really a merchant per se. You've gotten that much out of your limited talking to him. You know that he was relocating. That's all he would really talk about. He was relocating for a better venture somewhere else, possibly in Waterdeep or Daggerford, from Baldur's Gate. And as you see, a few of the other items that fell out with the crates appear to be some kind of furniture, as well as a couple books that are now kind of splattered with mud.
So more just like a generic kind of wares dealer, basically, is what we're getting the feel of.
He doesn't appear to be a merchant. He appears to be just traveling with the caravan. He appears to be just relocating. He's moving.
Does he react suspiciously when everything falls out of his wagon there?
As everybody's kind of looking at it, everybody give me perception checks.
Okay.
I'm gonna skip that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. All right.
Hey.
Maxine and Steve, your eyes are kind of caught by all this gold and such that's on the ground out in the open, knowing what you know about it and where it's what its conditions are and what its secrets may hide. Stone Skull and Aerune, however, you take a good look at Aldor as this happens, and he turns around to look at what fell out. You see his face pale as he sees the gold leaking out of the two crates that smashed on the ground. And as he regains his composure very quickly, he jumps out and very hurriedly begins to try to gather everything up.
So kind of seeing this, like to walk over and say, is there anything I can help you with?
As you walk over, Aldor turns back towards you. You see a couple of his guards coming over to assist him. He says, no, I've got everything in control. Nothing for you to worry about. Go away.
I'm gonna, move up to him, hear the conversation. Be like, Master Aerune, you need to slow down. We can't have you stalling us. No one is chasing you.
What'd you say? Sorry.
No, I wanted to kind of like allude that he was running, like tell him to slow down, that nobody's chasing him out here.
And he looks at you, kind of a confused look on his face, and then quickly darts his eyes back and forth. Says, "What are you talking about? Of course, nobody's chasing me."
You are acting like somebody who's tried to get away from something.
With that, he kind of raises his nose up to you and says, "I'm just trying to get my wares before someone may decide to put their grubby, large hands on it."
They are pretty large. Are you jealous? And he'll hold his hand up and kind of look at it for a second.
What were you saying, Max?
Oh no, what the hell was I gonna say?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, something. Something along the lines of, he needs to watch. You need to watch where you go. I want to, keep his anonymity. I want it to be like a wink, like I know who you are, or I know that you're trying to get out of here. I'm not trying to cause you shit. Just, slow down.
Just be mindful of your surroundings and what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay, so kind of a a neutral statement.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know, but if you want me to keep the secret, you need to kind of chill out a little bit.
Okay. So as you're saying that, Max, he kind of looks at you and kind of slants his eyes toward you, looking at you somewhat suspiciously. With that, he says, sure, and begins to turn around and begin gathering his things some more. He begins to order his guards to just completely ignoring the books and the couple pieces of furniture that fell out. Just completely tells them to not worry about it and grab the obvious gold and silver items and jewels off the ground and put them back into the crate and try to get it all back together.
Is there any
I'll help him if he wants.
theme to the stuff that he's leaving behind, like the books or anything like that?
It seems that anything that isn't made of gold and silver or jewels, all the loot is his main priority right now. He's completely ignoring everything else.
Yeah.
Now, you can offer to help if you want to, Max.
Yeah. I'll just help. Just help out to clean up so we can keep going.
He kind of turns to you as you walk over and attempt to help, and kind of lashes out a little bit at you and says, No, me and my men will take care of this. There's no need for your help.
Fair enough. Kind of get up, turn walk away.
How close is Ed Hillary to hearing this?
She's towards the back of the wagon train. This was kind of in the middle, so a little ways away. You can hear her kind of annoyed by the delay.
And
you
thus,
can hear her saying, being annoyed by the delay.
And thus the reason Stone Skull's immediately up there trying to interact and get the ship moving forward.
Don't worry, I'll go see what it is.
Fucking Aerune couldn't help us out any.
What? I'm just kind of like flipping you off from the side.
You see a couple people walking over to do much like Max did, to assist with cleaning up all the stuff. A few people grab some of the furniture and the books and do their best to dust them off and clean them before putting back into the back of the wagon. You see a guard that you know to be employed by Owen Evanmore, the one with the exotic birds in the back of his wagon, walk over with a spare wagon wheel. And as he's putting it back on, he begins to try to make some small talk. Everybody give me perception checks as you're kind of milling around waiting.
I'm skipping this one because I'm hanging back with you.
Okay. Stone Skull and Max, you both hear Owen asking some kind of not necessarily pointed questions, but trying to be nonchalant about it. He says, where did you get all this wonderful gold and silver items? It's very strange for someone who's just relocating. Seem to have much wealth on yourself. You hear Aldor kind of snap back at him, saying it's none of his business, and he needs to mind his tongue, not worry about things that that doesn't concern him. And the guard kind of shrugs and goes back to putting the wagon wheel. A little time passes, but they're able to get the wagon wheel secured and all the things loaded back into the wagon, and you continue on. You make it to the next day, finish up, make camp and everything, with nothing untoward happening. This was day 38, so you're on day 39 now. You all wake up and begin breaking down camp, getting ready to move for the next day. And a cry goes up from the area around Owen Evanmore's wagon.
Wait, the same one that was just freaking out about his loot?
No, that was Aldor. Owen was
right.
The guard was.
Yep, sorry. Yep.
It was kind of a surprise scream came up from that direction.
Okay.
Oh, rush over there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Ed Hillary and kind of look forward to see what the hell's going on.
As you all get up, you see Owen Evanmore leaning down over a tent that seemed to be used by his guards. It wasn't his tent. You see a hand coming out of the flap of the tent, and Owen's hand is kind of resting on the wrist in the very familiar motion to check for a pulse. And he looks back towards everybody and kind of shakes his head. Says he seems to have passed in the night. He complained about being sick in the evening, but I didn't think it was anything this serious.
Who's the one checking him?
Owen, the merchant.
The one that he was yelling at the day before?
No, this is the merchant that employed the guard.
Oh,
Okay.
Aldor Earn was the one whose wagon broke.
Okay.
Yeah, the guard who asked too many questions is now laying there dead.
Yep.
gotcha.
That seems to just be from a sudden illness, according to Owen.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Anyone proficient in medicine? Didn't think so.
Nope.
Don't have to be perception.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go up and examine the body.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'm gonna actually look around the site for anything unusual.
Okay. Give me a perception check, Aerune. Max, as you begin
damn.
examining the body, give me a medicine check.
Wow.
Okay. Aerune, as you're looking around, nothing seems untoward. The ground around the tent and such are not disturbed in any way. Doesn't seem like anybody visited him in the night that could have, finished him or anything. So nothing really catches your eye. Maxine, as you're looking over the body, you clearly see what it looks to be remnants of foam that was wiped away from his mouth by someone or himself or something like that. You clearly notice this as signs of poison.
It's just me and Aerune. I'll flag and Steve. I'll flag those two down and bring them closer to the body, and then point out, foam. It doesn't look like nothing to me.
Who are you addressing, Aerune and Steve?
Yeah.
What happened?
No, the guy was clearly killed by poison. I'm just kind of pointing out the obvious to you two, so you can see, he was poisoned. I think we know where to start looking too.
So I start. You just recap it for me. How did you tell he was poisoned?
Foam in the mouth.
But do you know what kind of poison does this? Is it ingested?
I can't say for certain.
And then Steve's here, right? So I'll turn to him and ask, did you find poison in anyone's cart when you were digging about? Or just mysterious files.
I want to say yes, but I don't remember.
Yeah, you took a couple.
Took some files, but they seemed to be, perfumes and such like that. It didn't seem like there was any kind of poison that you saw.
I want to go check his cart or his wagon.
Which one? Oins or?
Yeah, Oins.
Okay, as you're doing so, Oin kind of stands up and shakes his head. Kind of reaches over to one of his other guard. He only had two. Kind of commands him to try to find a place for a good grave. Need to give him a proper burial at the very least. And sees you walking over to the back of his wagon and kind of follows you. Motions to you as you try to get to start to get to the back and says, "Anything I can help you with, friend?"
No. Yeah, I want to kind of shock him and see if I get any response by saying, I'm trying to find the person who killed your boy.
That he kind of looks aghast. He says, "Killed him? I mean, he seemed like he was sick last night, but I don't... What reason would anyone have to kill him?"
Can I tell if he's being genuine?
Give me an insight check. He seems very genuine. He seems shocked by the accusation.
Yeah, you kind of lean in and say, I believe he was poisoned. Do you know of anyone who would want harm done to him?
And with that, he kind of shakes his head and scratches his chin. He's like, I don't know. I mean, Moby was to himself for the most time, trying to help others out. I don't think he really got on anyone's nerves or got any under anyone's skin. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, just kind of come up like shake his shoulder and like think. There's no one.
And with that, he kind of shakes his head once again. He says, sorry, friend. I don't know of anyone that would have tried to harm him. I didn't see him aside from when he was guarding. He walked over and helped with that wagon yesterday, but that was about it.
Wagon. I I want to go over to where's his name? Onthar, right? Ador, the guy whose wagon crashed.
Yeah.
Just kind of like out of were you suggesting like this guy doesn't? Would I be correct in assuming that, or at least have an inkling that this dude got sick, maybe from something that he touched in dude's wagon, or is that too far of a stretch?
He was poisoned in some way, shape, or form. You assume it was some kind of ingested poison due to the foam on his mouth. Foam on his mouth. Other than that, don't have a whole lot to go on aside from you did see him clearly being chastised by Aldor when he was repairing the wagon wheel yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
No, I was just wondering if there's like a standard, like a mess tent or a mess wagon that everybody would go to gather food as we were traveling along.
No, it seems pretty much everybody's kind of brought their own
doing
food.
their own thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I had. I was just curious to make sure if everybody was by themselves or, if we were doing like a group thing.
You can give me an insight check.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You're kind of thinking along those lines. You kind of have the idea that not everybody gets their food from the same place. However, while they may all get their kind of ale and liquor that they brought themselves from the same place, that most of the guards generally have a drink or two before settling down in the night. Something to think about.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go up and to Ador's wagon.
Yes,
Okay,
we have
you
now
see,
switched
Aldor
from
and his two
beer
guards,
to wine.
kind of standing in front of the
because-
wagon. Aldor seems to be a little bit impatient.
That's what I
seems like
have
he's
left
ready
right
to
now.
get on the road. Kind of looks at you as you walk forward and say, "Well, what's the holdup?"
So they have to dig a grave.
A grave? Why? Who died?
One of the wagon's men. Seems he wasn't feeling well last night and passed in the evening.
Well, that is unfortunate.
I want to get his gauge on how his mood with that too.
Like
The
how
sensation
genuine he is.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an insight check.
Oh, come on.
So as he's saying this, you're kind of looking at his face kind of closely to see what kind of emotion he's feeling as he says this, and you see just an ever so slight rising of the corner of his mouth and almost a sinister smirk.
With that, I'll kind of look at there. I hear word of a bit of an investigation now. They say they found they might have been poisoned.
With that, he kind of looks at you and shakes his head. Oh, that's just superstition, just paranoia going around. I'm sure he died of natural causes.
You wouldn't have anything in your wagon that might have hurt him when he was helping you up yesterday, would it?
With that, he kind of shakes his head and says, "No, we were taking care of all my goods yesterday. He just replaced the wagon wheel."
You seem to have some strong words for him when he had any questions about what he was helping you with. Why the secrecy?
Daddy kind of looks at you and slants his eyes. He says, "My business is my own, as are my wares. It's nothing for you or anyone else to be concerned about."
Am I within earshot of any of this? Or am I really far away? Because I know I'm in the back right now, right? Because I'm at Hillary, so I'm pretty far back.
You're a couple wagons behind
Right.
Outdoors Wagon, so you can kind of hear bits and pieces of it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know how to press him any harder. I feel like I'm getting anything that I could go on, so I'd have to just let it slide.
Yeah, I mean, it's at this point, it's either you go full out or you just let it go and come back to it later.
Sorry, now that I can speak again. This is you're interrogating the guy that was at
Who
the
was
box.
yelling at
You're
him?
cutting off
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
by the way, Aaron.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You have to speak confidently.
Speak
my
into the
confidence is
mic.
Shattered by that 5. No, this is the dude that dropped the crate of stuff you're pressing.
Yeah, his
Um,
wagon. Correct.
I had one thought, which is standing a little bit in the background, but off to the side, so he should be like able to see me in his peripheral. I kind of want to just like make eye contact with him, and subtly like hold out my hand, just like onto my other arm, like I might normally rest it, but I'm going to go ahead and extend what was it, my 5 fingers, and then close the index and middle finger, just like very subtly.
All right. Give me a performance check.
Oh, I know
Come
what you're
on.
doing.
Come on.
Do this.
Nope, it's gonna be a 5 again.
No, it's not.
on.
Yeah.
So as you're standing off in the, about 20, 30 feet away, kind of watching everything, as you tend to do, you see what's going on. And as you're doing that, you see his gaze wander over to you as he's kind of dismissing Maxine, as it were, being done talking to her. He sees you as you lock eyes for half a moment, and he sees your hands going out in this symbol. And as you complete it, still making eye contact with him, he kind of slowly nods to you and then turns back to his wagon.
I wish I had message the spell so badly, because I'd just be like, fucking kill him.
I did it. I did the thing.
I don't understand what just happened.
Tara's back there playing with her golems again.
Right.
No, I was serious. Like, I literally don't know what just happened, which fits my character.
That's perfect.
It's perfect. It's all right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so now I know he thinks something wrong of me. So.
All right.
All right. Anybody doing anything else?
No, I'm going to head back to my wagon.
How long has this kind of went on?
Just about 5-10 minutes since the body was discovered.
Towards the end of that, Stone Skull will walk up and try to figure out what the hell's going on and try to get the group moving forward to appease Miss Ed Hillary. So that she
As
doesn't...
you venture forward, you clearly hear the murmurs and such, and are kind of tipped off, I imagine, by Max as he heads back to his wagon. There's a dead body. Something untoward happened. As you go up to kind of look closer, you see the body's been dragged out, and there's a white sheet over him. You see 2 men beginning to dig a hole off to the side of the pathway, obviously for a grave.
Yeah. All right. And with that, I go back and try to explain to Ed Hillary what the hell's going on, and that we're getting ready to move forward.
As you kind of explain things, you're kind of expecting a annoyed tirade, but she seems to somewhat be understanding, actually, to the death being something worth holding a mourning up ever so slightly. Kind of gives you a tart response, saying, "Well, hopefully it'll be completed soon." But she kind of leaves it at that, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Avoided the ass chewing this time.
Right.
Alrighty. So as the day continues on,
Excuse me.
sexy. Nothing else seems to happen for the most part. It seems like the wagon containing Aldor and everything is just going at business as usual. There's some talk about possible poison kind of spreading around the caravan throughout the day, but most seem to just knock it off. It's just a sudden illness. It could happen to anybody, right?
Yeah.
Not Terra, please.
At a relevant point, though, I do want to definitely take Maxine aside specifically and tell him, what I did, and then specifically mention, like, we still have how many days left on this journey. Let's not tip off Stone Skull quite yet.
Wait, what are we not tipping off Stone Skull about?
You didn't hear that.
Yeah. We just need to keep an eye on them. We know they're at least affiliated with the cult. It seems they're still out. We don't know.
That said,
After.
if we get attacked, I won't rush to their aid first.
After about 10 days of travel, if Stone Skull starts to notice that things are a bit awkward between Aerune and Hillary, I'd like to look into that a little bit.
All right, I'm just gonna say, number of times Havoc brought it up, me. All right, me and Havoc like 3 times. You like 9.
He is
You are way more
obsessed.
invested.
He's
in it
obsessed
than
with
I
it.
was.
He is because
That
he
was
is
a
like
girl.
focused on
She
this
just
one
swooped
thing.
in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you into that,
It's too late now.
bro? You should have told me.
No, it's just confused.
I would have hooked you up.
I'm trying to
Alright.
help.
So a few more days pass, getting up to day 43 or so. During that time, just give me one perception check, Aerune.
Oh
Oh,
God, please no.
let's
Oh,
say
what did
everybody.
you do?
We all get to
Okay.
see it.
So as you're continue on, with the adventuring life, the travel life, continuing on down the tradeway, keep a kind of an eye peeled out towards Aldor's wagon, knowing what you know now. And as you do so, several times during these next few days, you see not only Aldor taking special note of you, kind of looking at you. You notice that his 2 guards are also doing the same.
All right.
All right.
The few times I catch them, I'll just give them a quick nod and resume looking busy about my needs.
Okay. And every time you do so, you get either a quick nod or a somewhat hesitantly or slow nod in return. One of the guards actually flips you the 5-finger outspread sign, not with the 2 fingers back on it, but just kind of an acknowledgement in passing.
And I flash him the better gang sign back.
The better king sign.
With that, he kind of smirks and continues walking. Very quick exchanges between you. Nothing said, just kind of unspoken words, essentially, of "we see you now."
Maxine, I know why they're in this cult. It's so fun. You get fucking hand
Just throwing up
signs and shit.
signs.
All right, so day 43 has come. As the caravan rounds a bend in the road, you see what appears to be something in the middle of the road, either laying in the middle of it or protruding out of the dirt there. Everybody give me perception checks, as it's kind of far away.
Steve,
I
it's your
see.
time, friend.
All right.
Yay.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Oh, okay, all right.
Never
Yay,
mind.
Max.
Tara, you feel up ahead of you what appears to be some kind of mass within the dirt rather. It's kind of strange the way it feels to you because it feels alive. Steve and especially Maxine, as you're looking forward, you clearly see what appears to be a human head sitting in the dirt. It appears to be connected to a body. Seems like a person is buried up to their neck in the middle of the road.
I am going to take special interest in this.
I'm gonna call for a halt to the wagon and the caravan, and start moving my way up. On horseback. Motion for the rest of the crew that's on horseback to come up with me and dismount as I get closer.
Okay.
I'm going to nudge my horse into a hurry to follow Maxine.
You're riding a horse?
Yeah.
All nonchalant like you.
I'm on my horse, which I forgot is tethered to your horse. That's how we did that.
Who sold their horse then?
It was the spare horse. Oh wait, no, we didn't have a spare
No,
horse.
you had
Oh yeah,
five.
no, I am on your horse.
I was about to say you only have 4, so.
Right, so there's a head in the road, and it looks like it's still attached.
I actually confirmed that.
point.
Yeah, definitely still attached.
Is he
Okay.
moving?
So as you get closer, you notice that Ed Hillary's wagon was actually in the front today for the caravan. She actually joins you as you go up, as well as a couple other people from the caravan, going to figure out what in the world is up here in the middle of the road. As you move forward and get closer, you clearly see the head
guys,
kind of turning
didn't
as much
realize
as he
I
can
was muted.
towards you. And as you look at him, you see red writing across his forehead that reads Oathbreaker. As you get closer and he sees you moving up there, you see his lips are very parched and cracked. It seems like he's dehydrated. You hear him kind of rasp, help me, please.
I'm gonna come around and lower, remove my water skin from my waist and take it up to his lips and pour just a little bit of water in his mouth and say, relax. Give him a second to catch his breath. What's an Oathbreaker?
With that, he kind of drinks the water as best he can, not having the use of his arms or anything. He says, that's what they labeled me.
Who is
just kind of look forward and lean, go on.
That he kind of sighs, some of the dry dirt in front of him puffs away. Says, the other merchants, they labeled me an Oathbreaker and left me behind. They said that let Providence decide my fate. The bastards.
What did you do to deserve this treatment?
With that, he kind of scoffs. He's like, I did nothing.
Huh. You did nothing, so they buried you up to your neck to die?
You can see him visibly trying to shrug. He says, what they think doesn't mean what they accused me of was true.
And what was it they accused you of?
He sighs once again. He says, they, for some reason, got the idea that I was giving information to bandits to ambush the caravan I was on. The caravan that I had goods on. Why would I give bandits information? They would have just stole from me too.
Not if you're, can I get, again, insight or whatever, see if this dude's telling the truth?
Yeah, do it at disadvantage though, because he's raspy and hard to talk and not really getting much animation out of him. As he's talking on, you get
That's all right.
a feeling that there's some truth to his words. It seems like he does truly feel that he was wrongly imprisoned here in the dirt. However, he's not telling everything.
Yeah, that was the general gist. I'm just gonna kind of squat down next to him. Say, I don't believe that anyone would bury a man here on a public road to die unless he had cause. So I don't believe that you did nothing. It was bad enough to get you here. You can either tell me what you did, and then we can discuss whether or not we're going to free you from this, or we can load back up on our horses, take off, and wish you on your merry way.
I do have a very large sword that can aid in this.
With that, he kind of has a pleading look in his eyes as he looks up at you, Max. He says, please. He kind of motions with his head, and you clearly see recent wagon tracks that have kind of passed over him. See wagon tracks on either side of his head. He's like, the others have come and gone, just left me to my fate. Please, I'll tell you whatever I want. Just, and you see him struggling. Just get me out of here.
Were you or were you not leading, merchants or bandits to rob merchant caravans?
With that, he sighs. He says, no, I am an Oathbreaker for another reason. See, he kind of rasps once again. It seems like I said, he's very dehydrated, but he does his best to soldier on.
I'll give him some more water.
Okay. So he drinks. He says, well, I made a promise to marry a woman. However, I discovered that her father and her brothers were all bandits, and they wanted me to join them. What was I supposed to do? Continue on, become a bandit just because of who I fell in love with? No. So I broke off the engagement, and for that, I am an Oathbreaker.
Sounds like you're lucky they didn't kill you.
Then you hear kind of a raspy chuckle as you say that, and says, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, Logan said, well, they were gonna kill him. They just didn't have the fortitude to do it themselves.
So they allowed others to pass by until they decided his fate.
Yep, which makes sense with what he said. He said, let Providence decide the man's fate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get him out of here.
As you're saying that, you hear Ed Hellery visibly, audibly rather, scoff and say, well, if he's an Oathbreaker and they left him here, this is his just punishment. There's no reason for us to take on this burden. Let's just leave him here and be on our way.
Stone Skull will turn to Ed Hellery and make mention that we can't just leave a random soul to die in the middle of this open. Is this like a green area? Is it more like a desert area?
It's not really desert. It's dry land for being in a plain, very hard-packed earth and such like that.
Okay, yeah. So I'll make mention that, it's not really a good place to leave an individual. And should we decide that this person is not fit to join our company, then we will leave them behind as necessary. But otherwise, it would not be humane for us to leave this person behind.
Yeah, leave him in the dirt like this.
Yeah.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh.
Can I do it?
No.
What?
Mother effer.
Okay.
That rolled, though.
As you're saying all this, you see her kind of getting annoyed, but then she sighs, says, very well. I will have no business with him, however, and she turns and walks away.
How close are the other wagons?
They're about 20, 30 feet back. They kind of stopped as everybody moved forward to investigate.
But they can still clearly see me.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Shovels it is.
Okay, so the plan is dig him up.
Free him. Do we put him in binds because we don't trust him yet?
I don't think we even take him with us. Send him on his way.
Yeah.
So free him and let
I'll-
him go about his business? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You haven't done anything to us. We don't have any real need of you. but we
Yeah,
get
I
to
feel
alleviate
obligated
ourselves.
to get 'em
Give
out
him
of
some
there.
a couple days of rations.
Yeah.
And a water skin.
Okay, who's digging him up?
I'll do it.
I will too.
I'll assist because it won't bother me.
Okay. So it's with just two of you, it would take about 2 hours. He's pretty deep in there, and the ground's kind of hot, or kind of hard, rather. But with Tara's help of kind of subtly molding the earth to be a little bit softer, you go back a little bit quicker. Both of y'all, except Tara, not Tara, make perception checks as you dig him out.
Hey.
I make perception as I dig him out. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey.
All right, so both of you, as you're pulling him out, you notice this man is bare to the waist. He has no shirt on, and as you get down further, you notice he doesn't have pants on either. He has simply a loincloth covering his manly bits. He was kind of left stripped and left barren. But as you're digging him up, he kind of collapses onto you, Max, and thanks you for digging him up. And as he's doing so, you look down at his arm. And on the inside, kind of almost up to his elbow, you see a tattoo on this man's arm. And as you're looking at it closer, you see under the dirt and muck that was surrounding him, you see a crescent moon with a harp sitting within it. Give me an insight check.
Aha.
Oh, do I have to have it? Okay.
Why?
Oh,
Stone Soul, give me an insight check.
The meta knowledge is strong.
That
Yeah.
one.
Holy
Right.
shit.
I was like, so I have to act like I don't know?
Oh,
Yeah,
come
okay, that's good
on.
enough. That's good enough. You clearly saw this in your meeting with Leos and Froome as
Harper.
the sign of the Harpers.
So I kind of point this out and try to find a way to make mention of this to Max without like letting it be known to everybody that I'm aware. Do I need to do anything to do so?
You were kind of left alone to dig this man out. Nobody really seemed interested in doing it. They
Okay.
kind of wanted to keep their distance from it. So you're as alone as you can be, 20, 30 feet away. There's other people, but you can kind of point it out without
Okay.
raising suspicion.
All right, and then once we finish getting him out, I think the party was going to offer rations and such, and kind of send him on his way.
well, as a Harper, that changes a little.
Yeah,
bit.
things kind of change right there.
Right, but to Stone Skull, he's another person with a tattoo that matches the Harpers, and he's just going to continue to do what he's told.
Yeah. As we're bringing him out, I kind of look at him. You get his contact. Say, like, is a question like down with tyranny?
I believe so. I don't have my notes open for them.
That's not something you should say with a question. Down with tyranny? And maybe.
Yes, no, maybe, I don't know.
No, it's part of their slogan.
Yeah. Just funny how you phrased it. Just like you just got
Yeah.
to Cuba.
Right.
This
Nah,
may or may not be
one
a
can
thing.
never
I
know
don't
too
know.
much is another good one.
Yeah, we'll just go with that because I don't have my notes for the Harpers open, so I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah.
Down with tyranny, fairness and equality for all.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whatever it's
So
worth. Yeah, just like, get a gauge of his personality. Like,
So you're saying that to him, or
Yep.
yeah.
yeah? As you do that, this man seems somewhat weak. He was dehydrated and left for dead for several days. Is what you're assuming. He was still kind of leaning on you as you notice the tattoo, and you subtly kind of say this into his ear. And with that, it seems like his body tenses up, and he looks up at you, and looks around at the party around him, taking note of Tara. And with that, he kind of nods. He says, "Take me with you. I will tell you more."
Right, let's go. I'll put him or give him my horse, or just get on the horse with him. You know.
Okay. And as you're doing so, you hear him kind of raspily whisper. It's like, tell them if you don't help me, I'll die. I actually won't have to act too hard to pull that off.
I can tell. We've got you, Agent.
Okay.
With that, I'm going to fall back in line and just in passing, mention, kind of like I'm making a show, just going to the back. He needs medical attention, but I think he'll pull through, and just, basically, just to get past
Kind
everybody.
of play it up a
Don't
little
ask
bit.
any questions.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're walking by, you see several people kind of turn in that kind of gossip way of doing things, whisper to each other. You hear a little bit of it as you're passing by. Just the random thoughts of, we shouldn't be dealing with an Oathbreaker. Well, as long as it's not my problem, things of that nature. It seems like most people will just let you do whatever you want. Just keep them away from them.
Sounds good.
All
I
right.
intend on doing that.
All right. So as you make your way back, once again, he's not really putting on a show as much as he would like to be. He's very weak and dehydrated and could be in need of healing, could be in need of more water, but he's not of much use at this point.
Yeah, I'm actually going to switch the ride from my horse on Stone Skull to the back of his horse to kind of keep him alive / fed with water / not falling off the damn horse as we're traveling.
Okay, so is somebody gonna walk? Max, are you gonna walk while Tara tends to the man?
No, I got him. I can tend to him. I didn't know that's what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I can make sure he's, tended to. I could walk, I guess. You're right. Or were you riding on the wagon anyway?
No, I was on the back of Stone Skull.
I mean,
He's not getting off that horse. No one's going to let him on their wagon.
Yeah, no.
And I can easily ride behind him.
And
Okay.
Maxine does have a charge that she's supposed to be guarding.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the free floater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the plan. Tara minding this man, and the rest of y'all going about the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tara, she's just keeping him alive.
Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna,
barely.
tell Tara to, whisper as, we're doing this bit of an exchange. Like, he's a fellow Harper. Make sure he gets, he said he has something to tell us, but take care of his wounds first.
Will do.
So you just giving him water throughout the day?
Yeah, just making sure.
Water
that
and rations.
Yeah,
Does he need healing?
I mean, he probably wouldn't say no.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll whisper a small incantation and heal him.
Okay.
Use the spell. Let me use the spell slot. I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it?
I mean, yeah, we're gonna have enough time probably that you'll get it back anyway.
Yeah.
Wow, that's adorable.
Right? Aw, look at that. That's so cute.
Yeah,
Think you're gonna have a
it's
spell
calming.
slot.
My character sheet closed. Cat, come on, just cast it. There. I'm not giving you a high spell slot.
All right. So as you touch him to cure his wounds as best you can, you do notice some of the vigor and vitality return to his body. His lips look slightly less parched and cracked. His eyes kind of regain some of the focus, and he looks over at you, Maxine, and nods in thanks, and then kind of slumps back over with Tara on the same horse. And the day continues on. You keep making your way for a few more hours. It was kind of a little past midday at that point. It gets to the point of the day where you usually stop for the evening to make camp. And at this point, the man seems to have regained most of his vitality, not quite all, but seems a little better off, or much better off than he was when you found him. As you're all kind of making camp rather, and taking care of your charges, setting up watch, and etc. He motions for Maxine especially to come and talk to him. He lets you know it's like gather any of the people you trust with your life, and we will talk.
Yeah. So, what is your name, friend?
With that, he kind of shakes his head and said, "Forgive me. I'm sorry I did not tell you sooner. My name is Carlon Amafel."
Carl MFL,
Havoc,
can you spell that?
choose the illusion that I've got? Can I let him see through it?
Yeah, at any
Let's
point you
choose.
could.
Do you trust him?
Right?
Yeah.
The Oathbreaker could be talking about his tattoo. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, it'll be it's again giving him. I would give him the reasonable doubt until the Harper tattoo supersedes it. That would be something that would happen, in my opinion, to a Harper who was trying to sneak around. If they found out that he was a sneak, they're just gonna leave him.
All right.
Havoc, what is the current watch situation?
I don't know. You're the sergeant. You're supposed to be doing that watch every night.
Yeah, just
I'm
deal
only-
out watch to everybody to free up time for us.
Okay.
We'll disperse afterwards.
We'll put Steve and whoever random person that's back to the back of the other. No, somebody not on our watch, like somebody not in our group, and that's back in the back on the other wagons. Put those two in charge. And then
Only you had a wrestling buddy you could assign to that.
right. Well, he was just on watch.
You
I
can trust
don't
him.
want to
Just
do
ask
that.
him to do you a
About
favor.
Fremont.
Be an asshole and put him on watch twice in a row. Come on.
Fremont's feelings.
I may be many things. Stone Skull may be many things, but he's not an asshole. He understands the plight of a person that's put on watch all the time.
It's a favor
Right?
from a friend.
Okay, we'll say that you put Steve from your group that you're kind of superseding direct charge of, and
Mm-hmm.
recruit other guards from the area to take over watch for the night and get
Okay.
it out.
All right.
Yeah, I want to gather the group, but just the group, nobody else. In fact, I want to make sure that nobody else is within earshot, can't hear,
Do we trust
is a
Fremont
part of
with our
this
life?
meeting.
I'm
No,
actually
Fremont's on watch.
I'm actually not gonna group, and I'm gonna stand kind of off to the side and like just kind of like discreetly get like you alone over.
And I'll kind of
Oh.
watch. I'll kind of watch
Yeah,
Fremont
right.
for the night and make sure that he doesn't kind of perk up and have a special interest in what's going on with
Now
Max.
you're right. Now you're getting paranoid of Fremont.
Right?
He's getting
I randomly just I don't trust him. I trust him, but I don't trust him.
Gotta earn it.
Right?
Who's all in the group then?
So, me, Tara. Wait, me, Tara, and Sunskull? Is that it?
No, I'm currently watching
Yes,
at
me and Tara.
Hillary's. Yeah, it's just you two, I think.
Okay.
Alright,
So,
Daddy.
Tara's the only one I trust in my life.
I'm currently
Right,
watching
girl.
Ed Hillary's setup and making sure that Fremont's just kind of doing what we need him to do and gonna kind of call it a night.
Okay. At this
Yeah.
point, have you let down your illusion or not?
I
Max?
will, wait till we're, in a position where we're, able to have a conversation, and then, you'll kind of lead out with, we're also working with, mention to him, we're also working with the Harpers. We're trying to find where this loot for the Cult of the Dragon is being taken. Have you heard about the raids that have happened in the south?
With that, he nods and looks at you and almost has a bit of a gleam in his eye as he stares directly at you. However, his eyes are not down low where you've gone, you've grown kind of accustomed for other people to be looking
Right.
at your elf form. He's staring into your dragonborn eyes. And he says,
Ooh.
I know who you are. I heard about you in
Hmm.
my briefing, Dragonborn, as well as your comrades. And he kind of glances around very quickly. It seems like in a practice way, around to everybody, all of your, the entire party essentially, without drawing too much attention to it.
Well, I feel as if our reputation has preceded us, Master Amethel. What had you in the road in the state that we found you?
With that, he kind of sighs. He says, "Unfortunately, unlike you, who seems to have gone unnoticed at this point, I was compromised. And you see, I was doing much the same as you. I was within a caravan, hidden by my organization to track the cult and what they were taking and where they were taking it. I had several different cult members ferried out, and at an inn, the emotions back up the road quite a ways. I found another agent and exchanged information with him to let him know where I was and that I was going to continue on with them. Unfortunately, the cult saw what I was doing, and
You shouldn't be so careless.
he kind of looks
Yeah.
at you and shakes his head. He's like, "Usually I'm pretty well prepared being a spy for the Harpers. I guess I just wasn't careful enough this time."
Give it that kind of nod and say, it's a mistake I guarantee you won't make a second time.
He kind of wry grin appears on his face. "Definitely not, my friend. You see, the cultists banded together the other civilian merchants in the caravan and convinced them of this wondrous bandit story that I was giving information to them. And while the merchants couldn't agree to kill me like the cult wanted, they did sentence me to be buried up to the neck in the road and let Providence decide my fate. If you hadn't come along, I fear I might have very well perished there."
How long were you trapped there?
He kind of sighs and cringes at the thought of it. He says, 4 days with no food, no water, and no dignity, as it were.
I'll kind of sit back and say, well, did you gain any information on where they were headed, on the caravan that you were on?
He kind of shrugs and says, "Probably not much more than what you've gathered. Granted, if you're taking careful notes of the area, they seem to be traveling all northward, based on our reports from the other agents. And as they're traveling, when other caravans are meeting and departing, they seem to increase their horde, as it were, as they're traveling somehow. It seems like other merchants, or the cult guised as merchants, are depositing more loot with them as they're traveling."
We've confided. We've noticed much of the same. We've traveled from Baldur's Gate some 30 odd days, and the load has ever increased.
That he kind of nods. He says, "Well, at least our reports match up. It means there's definitely a system going on. Something large seems to be taking place."
Are you calling your mission
There is.
off and heading back and reporting? Are you interested in banding up with us and heading forward?
With that, he kind of looks a little bit incredulous as you say that. He says, "No, I am an agent through and through. I'd very much like to continue on. You see, I have contacts in Waterdeep.
Ooh.
If you're truly continuing on all the way there, and if we can get there without being discovered, I can find us help once we arrive."
No, I have no
Yeah.
plans of being discovered.
Right. As as you can see, kind of point up to my elven head and up to my dragonborn head. We're not sure how much longer our disguises will hold, but we hope to at least Waterdeep, as we intend to see this caravan through to its final destination.
With that, he nods. He says, "Very well. I'll do anything in my power to help you along the way. Not much of a fighter, if it comes down to that, but I'm adept at gathering information and going places best left unseen.
Okay.
Well, I think we need to know how they're getting the goods into the wagon. I know. Did you see, or maybe perhaps catch a whiff of how they're doing this?
Daddy kind of shrugs. He's like, it's not too difficult, really. As different caravans mingle as different caravans mingle among one another, they trade if there's any goods to be sold. I've seen multiple instances of them, what appear to be cult wagons, bartering with each other to trade goods, but no money is ever passed. It seems like only useless goods are given to people that are heading back south, and the other crates that seem to contain the stolen goods are put in the ones heading north.
It's quite a system that they've got going on, trying to keep, under the radar.
He nods in agreement. He says, yes, it seems seems like they have a very good system. They, just as you said, they're intelligent, they're organized. It's something much larger than just a few bandit raids that we saw originally.
They actually used a dragon in Greenest.
That he kind of sighs. He says, yes, I heard brief reports of that. Didn't really believe it, but I guess if you were there, I have to believe it now.
Well, I didn't see a dragon, but everyone told me there was one.
Carlon, continue to rest. Should you need any more aid, seek me out. We'll continue forward to Daggerford and then on to Waterdeep, I'm assuming. We could very much use any and all information and contacts you have.
With that, he nods, says, for your protection, just so no one gets too suspicious of you, I will hang back as kind of a leper, an outcast of this caravan, but I will do my best to keep up with it and provide aid if necessary.
We probably get him stowed on a wagon somewhere.
Everyone hasn't really been too keen on anything going in and out of their wagon. Especially not someone who's an Oathbreaker, maybe.
Yeah, touche. Alright. It's that, if that's a route you feel is appropriate, then you can fall in with us however you feel.
To this conversation, give me an insight check, Max and Tara. Tara, not so much. Max, you get the very distinct impression that this guy's a spy, and he's pretty decent at what he does. He seems very confident in his plan to hang back, mostly, once again, just for your safety. He doesn't want you to really be associated with him for too long, just in case anybody grows too suspicious.
Okay. I will, kind of break camp with him and, mention to Tara, I'm going to go tell the rest of the group what's going on.
I just nod, maybe in his direction, maybe not.
I want to go relay, that information to at least Ten Skull and Aerune, and then, Sarah later when she's not with anybody.
Okay.
So basically, what is Stone Skull learning out of that? Just that
Stone Skull is learning that this dude was a Harper on the same mission that we were on, at a forward caravan, whose cover was compromised. And rather than killing him, they buried him. And he's going to join us, at least to Waterdeep, where he has some more Harper contacts to help us figure out the next leg of our journey.
Okay, so basically right now Stone Skull's looking at this like this guy's going to help us moving forward, and that's really all he's going to care about. Okay. So when he kind of learns this, he's going to take a special interest in making sure that this guy gets there safely. So he's going to keep kind of a keen eye on him in the travels to make sure if anything starts to happen, if there's going to be any kind of combat or anybody, interjecting in between there, he's going to step up the moment he sees something coming towards that guy's direction.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
On the other end of things, I'm doing the exact opposite, actually. I am telling Maxine in passing, I'm being watched. I'm going to keep my distance so that they don't suspect any of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically that. I mean, he apparently knows about, so I assume you'd pass on the message, but I am going to be completely distant for the foreseeable future.
Unless absolutely necessary for you to jump in. That
Pretty
kind of thing.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also do, I'll do my best as well to maintain a distance, a professional distance. But if you need anything, I'll just have you, seek me out.
Yep, and I
Good plan.
nod and head back to my solemn perch.
I like it. How's everybody doing, by the way? I hope you guys are good.
Right?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm gonna kind of relay the message about what happened with the poison and the wagon, and kind of explain that if you're gonna keep an eye on anyone, that would be who you need to watch, and then just head off without saying anything else to them.
Okay.
Oh wait, you're referring this to
Carlon.
Carlon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was telling him, what was it, Aerune's wagon? And kind of what went down with the poison, and then, just leaving him with that information and getting away from him.
Okay, very good. He thanks you for letting him know. He knows who to keep an eye on, for sure.
So yeah, hi everybody.
Okay.
Glad you're here.
Anybody
And then,
have anything else they want to do or say or?
Hope you're enjoying.
No.
If you have any questions, you want to chat, whatever, feel free to do so in chat. I will
depends on who's on the
respond
table.
as quickly as I can.
Bunch
No,
of
no, I'm
greased
gonna
up deaf
blow my-
guys. All right. So as you make your way on, let's see, that was day 43. A few more days pass as you're continuing on. Just as Carlon said, he kind of hangs out in the back, walking almost off the path to avoid people. His head is constantly down, except for a few times you've noticed as you've watched him. He appears to be taking note of Aldor Ern's wagon, as well as inspecting the other wagons, even the ones that are under y'all's employ, seeming to try to gather information as best he could from his kind of forsaken state. But he doesn't come and talk to you at all, doesn't meet with you any of the nights, just kind of sleeps off by himself. Only moves in to really buy an ale from Bade one night and a few rations of food off one of the merchants. Otherwise, he's kind of keeping to himself and seemingly only seems to stay with the caravan for protection.
Where did he get money?
Who knows?
I'll give him.
Those questions
I'll give
you really
him.
want to ask.
He put it
I'll
in the
get-
butt cheeks.
I'll give him a nail every now and then, just so it doesn't look
Yeah,
too
I'll do the
suspicious.
same with rations and
Yeah.
water.
I mean, y'all did hear that he was very good at getting places unseen if need be. So
Right.
logic would dictate he probably stole it from somebody.
Probably
He
just
probably
pocketed a
did,
few.
but to get rid of
Serves him
that
so
that
bad.
chance of being caught, I'd like to kind of aid in any way necessary.
Man, that dude hit the jackpot. He thought he was gonna die.
Right?
One of the most altruistic charities.
Suddenly
in the
now
party.
he's like,
It's like,
holy shit.
Yeah.
wasn't
I've hit
really
the
being
jackpot.
altruistic. I don't like people buried in my earth that don't belong there.
Awful good
Purely
guys.
selfish goals
Motherfucker.
here.
That LG is no joke. Those guys are
All right, let's see. So as I said, a few more days go past without much happening. You actually move into yeah, I got here. Yeah. So you've kind of made your way. Trollbark Forest has been ever present to your west, but now as you've progressed forward, the Misty Forest to your east has begun to overtake the area. And actually, even though it's not really drawn so on the map, it actually is encroaching a lot onto the tradeway as you're making your way down. Okay. So much in the guise before, Carlon is, day 47 arrives, keeping the same kind of act and basic actions throughout the day. Most of the group is actually towards the rear of the caravan at this point, while it travels on down the road. You've all heard a lot of movement and such in the forest on either sides. You've kind of kept a wary eye out just in case, but nothing has happened up to this point. That is up until you hear the very high-pitched and loud shriek of horses ahead of you.
Shrieking horses?
Shrieking horses.
Like terrified horses?
Havoc.
And why am I at the back? Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we make a request that we always be going north?
Right? We're like going north, please. Can we go north?
We're such princesses, oh my god.
I want to go on record saying that.
I want to go north.
Take time out of my day working hard on maps and y'all still criticize them.
Perhaps going north when it comes this way, I just assume south is down.
Right, okay. If it was east or west, fine, whatever. But it's going south. And I have a problem with going south. Because we're going north. We're going northwest. We're going to hit Waters Deep. And everything's going to be fine. I think.
Derpy horses, derpy.
Derpy horses.
Fix all this shit,
that's just the ponies for these princesses.
Yeah, My Little Pony.
Havoc's like, y'all motherfuckers, I hate you. All of you. All of you.
Apocalypse pony.
Alpaca pony.
Alpaca pony.
There, ladies. You're fixed now. Make sure the princesses are taken care
Thanks,
of.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Call him Daddy. He likes it.
I will not.
I refuse.
You do what I say.
The fuck I will?
He's the DM, the daddy master.
The daddy master.
Max, get your ass back there.
Oh, that's funny.
Sorry. I'm moving.
Wait, which...
Oh,
Am I up here? I'm up here, right?
Nope,
No.
move back.
No, I'm up there. Fine.
Bitch, you're about to be asleep for this encounter if you don't stop.
Everybody go night night.
It's like 0
Y'all
XP
fucking
reward.
sleep. Shut up.
All
Y'all
right,
sleep.
so Aerune, while you are towards the front of the group, kind of keeping to yourself in the guise of playing cultist, the rest of you are towards the back. There are other wagons among you. I'm just not copying anymore because fuck you guys, that's why. But you clearly all hear, and Aerune sees horses in panic as several bug-like creatures scurry out of the forest and begin shooting webs at the horses.
Oh, damn. Your check?
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Do what?
Can I?
What?
Whatever check you want to know what they are.
Yeah, you can give me a nature check. It's hard to tell what these smaller creatures are, but you notice very clearly that the two larger ones at the front that are already wrapping this horse in webs and trying to pull it into the forest are giant spiders. It seems like the other creatures are kind of moving in unison with these spiders.
Man.
making noises in such a way that you kind of assume that they're ordering the spiders to do things.
What do they look like?
Yeah.
Dickheads, apparently.
Hey.
Is that what yours?
As you're kind of looking at it, it looks like a almost the head of a spider, with the mandibles and such. But however, this creature's walking on two legs and has two very long, tangly arms.
God, why don't I have fire magic? Kill
The
it.
fuck you do?
Kill it with fire.
Okay.
So, Aerune, the rest of you are hearing this from the back, so you begin running towards the action. By the time you get there, Aerune, you're seeing them clearly begin to drag off two of the horses off into the forest. The other creatures are kind of retreating back with them.
I am going to shoot an arrow, as I am wont to. Initiative or?
No, just take a shot if you want to take a shot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to aim at this guy here.
The big one or the little one?
The little one.
No. Oh.
And all right, don't fail me now. 23. Oh, it was a 19, so close.
You hit that thing.
All right, very good. And I'm going to apply bursting arrow. But first, 20 piercing damage.
Oh. It's dead.
Juicy.
Is it dead?
And then put on 7 force damage to it
Oh.
and everything in 10.
Ooh, nice.
So
You only
him.
took a- you
It
only
hits
took a-
the one to the south and the north.
Mhm.
Nice.
What were you saying, Havoc?
Trying to figure out what's the negative you get from sharpshooter.
It's -5. So my normal is +9, so I'm only at +4.
Uh,
Yeah,
Plus
-5,
9?
+10.
Yes.
I have a +9 at level 4.
4 dex, 2 proficiency, 2 from fighting style, archery, and +1 for magic bow.
Yep.
Damn, you hit like a truck. Okay,
Right.
got it.
Yeah. I shoot beach umbrellas. That's it.
Way to go, Havoc.
Shoots javelins.
Well done. You gave him this amazing bow that now he can fucking
It's a
destroy
+1
everything with.
weapon.
Right?
The +1
GG
isn't doing
easy.
A whole lot.
No,
Just remember,
it's
you
cool.
did this. You did
You
that.
did this.
He's gonna have to give us the stuff to keep up with the monsters. He's gonna have to up to get Scott a challenge. So I'm good.
That's right. That's the communist way to look at that.
The progression.
Okay. So, as you take this shot, Aerune, it clearly hits into this this target that you were aiming at. The creature kind of recoils at the shock of getting impaled by this arrow, and then the force concussive blast radiates out and hits this large giant spider as well as the creature down to its south. However, this creature glares at you and kind of uses its pincers along its the end, its hand, and snaps the arrow off and pulls the rest of it out, and then turns into the trees and vanishes. The horses, as the rest of you can now kind of move forward as you're running to figure out what's going on. You see the two horses being pulled by, it almost seems like a rope, but it's made of webbing into the trees, and they all disappear into the underbrush.
Including the horses? Oh, fuck that.
You all clearly see that two of the wagons now have no draft horses to pull them.
Quick check. Could I take a quick survey and look and know if the horses that we have currently would be enough to pull the wagons, even if we like reconfigured them or like lashed the wagons together? Would the horses be strong enough to pull everything?
Looking around, you see a few spare horses that are kind of used to rest the other ones from pulling. However, this is going to cost time one way or another. You may be initially able to, continue on with some of the spare horses. However, now you won't have anything to use as spares, so you'll have to take more rests and every 10 days or so.
Does
to
this
make it?
How does this affect at Hellery's wagon going forward?
The whole trip will be slower. However, her wagon was towards the back of the train today.
So it didn't get
there was
affected
one merchant
directly.
at the front. Aerune, your charge, one of his horse rather is gone.
Okay.
I say quick vote. I say we go get the horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far deep did they pull them into the brush here?
I don't know. It's only getting further the longer y'all talk.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
so go.
I'm calling
I'm-
not all of nature's
yeah.
creatures are meant to be respected.
I'm
I'm like charging the forest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
here we
gonna let Ed
Make those
Hillary
horses.
know that this is probably the best to keep us going forward over the long haul and kind of head forward and join the group.
Oh, that wagon just fell on Steve.
Right?
I'm trying to.
Steve's dead now.
Steve died. Oh, he's upside down and everything.
I'm sorry, Steve. We love you, but now you're buried underneath of this wagon. We can't help you anymore.
Ow.
Ow. Help me.
All right. So as you charge into the woods following these creatures, a panic is kind of spread throughout the caravan as people realize what just happened. Bade is kind of screaming at you, Aerune, to be careful that the horse isn't worth your life, but you take off anyway.
Maybe it is.
No, I'm pretty sure I've got more on me than that horse is worth. All right, charging the brush
Yeah,
there.
looks like we're all going
Yeah.
straight in. Yep.
Who?
You know, it seems like just a tree until you know there's a big ass spider right there, and then you don't want to get.
All right. So as you follow a rough beaten path throughout the forest, you continue on. Everybody give me survival checks as you try to follow the pathway of this group.
Survival?
Learning Tara how to breathe.
Are there any skills you're good at, Tara? Jesus.
No, motherfucker, I'm good at survival, and yet I
don't care
still
what I'm
roll
good
a
at if
fucking
it's a
6.
nat one.
God, I don't
The
think
Stag
you rolled
Lord
a
has
nice.
the Stag Lord has shown me the way. Onwards, brethren.
Aerune, as you continue on, you're able to clearly see the pathway of these animals, or these creatures rather, leading off to the northwest in this direction, up towards the trees up here.
Oh,
All right, yeah. So I'll pick up a bit of leftover webbing as I find my way, and just call to the group. Northwest, dead ahead. Draw and knock an arrow. And
By the
start
way,
moving carefully
if you
around
haven't
to the side.
used your Twitch Prime to subscribe to anybody so far,
Are y'all moving quietly?
it's a
You trying to
fantastic
rush
way to
around,
do
get there as
so
quick as
for
possible?
free,
What are y'all doing?
and it helps all of us,
Yeah, I'm thinking
including
speed.
myself, all of us streamers
probably.
that
It's about getting the horses
have
back. The longer we take.
subscriptions. So if you are
I mean, so do we
interested
hear anything?
in
'Cause if the
joining
horses are
or
nearby,
having a part
alive at all,
to
I
do
guess.
with
Ruckus,
our
right?
Yeah, kind of noisy.
Maybe
community,
give me perception checks.
be happy to have you here.
Tara with advantage.
If not, if you don't, that's completely okay. You can also join our Discord here. Link should be in chat. Come and hang out with us. What do you want?
Perception, please.
Sure. Sorry, I was talking to chat.
Hi, chat.
Hi,
Love you.
chat.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, all right. So
19 twice.
Aerune, Maxine, and Stone Skull, you all hear the commotion of kind of neighing horses in fright, as well as some kind of mandible chitters coming clearly from the other side of this group of trees.
So yeah,
I am full
if you
out.
don't want
That's
to
right, yeah.
subscribe, you can always follow. If you don't want to follow, you can always join the Discord. Come and hang out.
Crashing through the
Random
underbrush.
discussions in our D&D chat, which is pretty fun.
Just a little wide. so I have
And our memes chat where we
Alright, everybody
talk about
use your movement
bullshit.
to move while
and
you want to.
That's about it. But yeah, come hang out with us. Lots of good people. Lots of fun. It's good for everybody. We have a lot of fun here. Am I supposed to move?
Yeah, go ahead and use your movement
Okay.
to move where you will.
movement to here. Let me know when we're up for next round.
Yeah.
All right. So Max and Aerune, as you come around the side of this tree, you clearly see the group of insectoids with the two horses. You see the two giant spiders down to the south. The horses are kind of in the middle of all this. I just didn't want to drag their tokens over, so theater of the mind it. You see the other three smaller creatures beginning to move towards the horses, kind of salivating over what obviously seems to be their next meal. And with that, roll for initiative.
Yay!
Which one of those
Yay!
looks like it had an arrow chest?
The center one.
Alrighty.
Yay!
No.
I know it wasn't very good. I wasn't either.
I can't wait for the day that Zorn rolls nothing but 18 and up.
He just starts
Great.
laying it down.
Right?
Like everything is fucking great. Because Karmic Overload, Zorn's due.
All right, so who's up? Aerune?
Depending on the spider.
The spider.
What is the spider?
It's the spider.
Look, what drives me insane is
Meh.
it's so well into the roleplay that I've convinced myself this is the way it has to be.
Right?
Doing it for the blind girl.
I have no idea what's going on, but I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and
Tara
just
hears a sword
hit
come out.
things.
What, we're fighting?
Okay, let's go.
Tara, what's your dex modifier?
0.
Okay, order's good.
Is there any way we can like fix this so every time that we roll initiative, she's like at the bottom of the turn order? Like even if it's just like
It's not
one
like
below
five.
everybody else in our group.
No surprise rounds.
Tara
Right.
can always forego her turn and wait until the end of the turn order if she chooses to. But I like that it happens so often that it's usually really
All
low,
the time?
and
Like
the
every
random
time.
times that she rolls like a 20 or something will be hilarious because it's like, how did the blind girl know what was happening? Just on point, goes in there, slaughters 3 things. What? Y'all aren't ready yet?
I
All
saw
right.
it. Why didn't you see it?
So, Aerune, you see these spider-like creatures surrounding the horse. They turn towards you as you come around the corner since you were not being very stealthy, and they look ready to turn around and forego the meal to make you one. You react first. Go.
Alrighty. I will go ahead and lob an arrow at. Yeah, this big guy here.
Okay.
Ooh, 10. Gross.
All right. So as you take your shot, it flies through the air. However, this one of these legs of its 8 legs that it has on it reaches up and kind of bats the arrow aside as it flies in, and it does not hit.
Action surge. Right again.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, 2 in a
Reloading
row?
again, you,
Wow.
It can happen, everyone.
It can happen. He can't miss.
It can happen to you.
It happens, I swear.
Unfortunately, as you're pulling the second arrow out, you're like, this doesn't usually happen to me, and you have a brief thought of the other night with that Ellery. And unfortunately, that thought crosses your mind, and unfortunately, you just rage quit.
No performance issues.
I'm done. I'm out of here. No more.
But yeah, but fuck you guys.
Hey, it's not our fault you rolled a 5, all right?
I said, fuck you guys. Why wouldn't even notice?
You missed, nonetheless. Anything else, Aerune?
Nope, I'm just gonna aim the next arrow at Willie. and
Let's
then
see.
work my way across the party.
Hey,
Ask the
don't
spiders if
disappoint
they're
me
cool
too.
with an elf, and then join the forest. You know.
All right. So as you take 2 shots at this other one begins charging you. However, it stops somewhere along the way and kind of raises its rear end, and you see a kind of a gangling of web come shooting towards you. Does a 24 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right, so as this web begins to surround you, you find yourself restrained by it. It's very difficult for you to move around. And that is its turn. Steve.
All right. What's this? No, move up to this spider and release a gout of flame at it.
Okay,
Ooh.
that's what Dex saves, right?
Mm.
Two Dragonborn, no one knows.
All right, the one immediately in front of you is going to fail, but the one behind it is going to save.
Alright.
Anything else?
Yep. A disengage.
All right, bonus action disengage. Alrighty, so as Steve rushes forward, he moves in front of Max, kind of looking at him and with an elvish grin, but Max can clearly see the Dragonborn toothy grin from behind it. He runs forward and lets out a gout of flame that completely surrounds this first giant spider, dealing good damage to it, and the other one kind of dances around the flames, still hit a little bit, but not for much. And then Steve runs away.
Steve should have ran further.
Tactically retreat.
Let's see. So this creature, running on two legs, kind of leans over a bit and moves with 4 for a few moments. 25. Moves down next to the other creature and looks down at Steve that just released the fire. And you see much of the same, a little bit smaller, but more webbing comes flying out of it towards you, Steve.
I don't like it.
There's an 18 hit.
Yes.
All right, so as you're stepping back to retreat, you're able to dodge the attacks of the giant spider. However, you're not able to dodge out of the way as this webbing comes down and restrains you in place.
How much damage?
None. He's just restrained.
Oh, okay.
Can't move. Stone Skull.
Unfortunate.
One sec. Adding condition. Okay. With that, going to, let's see, go from here to here. I'm going to attack this thing with my greatsword.
Do it.
Do it. 11? Maybe?
Attacking the big one. 11 is going to miss, unfortunately.
Okay. Use action surge to attack it again for 14.
So as you bring the blade around the first time, the spider that was recently on fire is still kind of dancing around and your shot goes wide, but as you bring it around a second time, you clearly make connection with it.
Nice. So 15 slashing damage. Ah, that's so sexy. I like that number.
Anything else?
So it is now marked, by the way, so if it attacks anything other than me, let me know. It also has disadvantage on anything other than me. And that will be my turn.
All right, so Stone Skull swings for a second time. He actually takes off one of this thing's legs. It kind of starts to crumple to the ground, but barely stands back up. However, it is clearly very, very hurt. Max, what's your dex score?
14. 13, sorry, +1.
+1. Okay, yeah, at least they're going to go first then. So this creature in the back is going to charge forward. 5, 10, 15, 20. Climbing through the tree right next to Stone Skull and crawls down next to you. And comes down and lunges out to bite and claw you.
All right.
So a 17 hit?
It does.
Does a 15 hit?
No.
All right, so as it brings its bite down, you feel it sink into your flesh, and then the wound actually starts to burn. You take 8 piercing damage along with 4 poison damage as the poison seeps into your skin.
Nice.
Give me a con saving throw.
Fun. Con save? I was doing all of the addition. Mm-hmm.
All right, so as the poison seeps into your skin, you kind of quickly flex your muscles, and the poison that was going to radiate inside of you squeezes out of the wound, and you are not affected by it.
Yeah.
This creature, being kind of wounded, is going to step up and also climb up into this tree. Kind of hard to see, but it's going to clearly see Max not enveloped in webbing, so it's going to look to change that.
So hold on. Can I?
Ooh, does a 6 hit?
Ooh.
No, it doesn't.
All right, so as you clearly see 2 of your comrades being, surrounded by this webbing, the one appears next to you, and you're ready for it and dodge out of the way as the webbing harmlessly passes by you. And with that, it is your turn.
Yeah, Max.
I am going to
Do that thing.
Start arcing my blade and making it scream through the air, almost to a deafening pitch, and then bang it against my shield and cast Shatter right here.
What's
So
the
it'll
range
hit
on that?
10 feet. So it'll
Okay,
hit
cool.
the 2 big guys and this guy.
That guy,
Just those
but it won't
3,
hit me.
yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
And it'll miss the one over here to the left. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, go ahead and give me that cast. That's a con save? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. DC 15 for half. Did I max that out? Almost.
Right. Some good damage there.
Ooh, that is unfortunate. All right, so the little one is going to save against it. It kind of shakes its head as the sound resonates. However, the 2 big ones are not going to be able to.
Nice.
The one closest to you falls down, just screeching and such, and it falls down on its back, and you see the 7 remaining limbs kind of curl up on itself, clearly in its death throes. The other creature, much of the same, kind of shakes its head in frustration. You see some of the green porous liquid that it's blood leaking from its eyes and its mouth, but it is still standing.
I will then loose another sharp twirl of the blade and a whistle and focus that towards Stone Skull and give him a point of bardic inspiration.
Yeah. Yes.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
Alrighty, so this creature, fully on recovering from that attack, is going to... this one's used it? I think it has. So it... Or wait, no, it hasn't gone yet. So it's going to rush over to the side, and seeing Aerune out to the side is going to launch a web at you, Aerune.
What, another one?
Oh, were you already restrained? I really should mark
Yeah.
it.
Yes, I am.
He's restrained, yep.
Okay, so knowing you're restrained, it is going to charge you instead.
Very good.
It is going to attempt to bite you. Does a 20 hit.
Yes, it is.
So its fangs sink into you, and much like Stone Skull, you feel poison inking into the wound. You take 9 piercing damage along with 8 poison damage, and I need a con save.
Man, this is the best suck I got lately.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Go back and look. The giant spider was better than you.
Nice.
Nice. So as the
Yeah.
poison sinks in, once again, you're able to quickly shake the wound enough to where the poison ekes out of you, and you do not take lasting effects from it. Just a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Tara.
Alright, seeing Aerune in trouble, I am actually going to move up next to him, and as I'm moving up,
I'm glad you caught that too.
I am going to cast Wrathful Smite on myself. And then we're going to take aim at this big guy
Yeah.
for 10 total damage. Wow. Fuck you, game.
It was enough. So as Tara comes rushing forward, feeling the webbing surrounding Aerune, rushes up to help, swings her maul around, and as it connects, there's almost a crackling boom as it hits, and psychic energy flows out of it into this creature, and it was more than enough to finish it off. Anything else?
That will end my turn.
All right, Aerune, you are restrained.
It's fine.
You could try to break it with a strength check.
Yeah, I'm not good at those. I'm
You
just
can
gonna
attack
do.
it too. Melee attack it, right?
Mm-hmm. Or you could do that.
Mm. But I imagine the melee attack is still at a disadvantage.
No. Only your deck stuff is at disadvantage. As in deck saving.
Unrestrained?
No, the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's the other part,
Attack
yeah.
rolls against it have.
I
Yeah.
need to fix my monitor. There's a line going through that line. It's awesome.
It's like, wait, no,
So,
that
yeah.
doesn't sound right.
You're right.
I thought it did too, but I was trying to help you out and you corrected me.
Right?
Thanks.
Thanks,
Mhm.
make it easier on me. I
so we
appreciate
will-
it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to struggle against it and still loose an arrow at this guy. Game. This one.
Okay.
At disadvantage?
12.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right. So as you take a shot, it almost seems like it's going to hit, but it does go slightly wide as the creature kind of leans to the side and misses.
And then I will kneel down. Second.
Kneel down and what?
Use my second.
Oh, okay.
Your cutoff is really low again. Just so you know.
All right. Heal up for 12.
Yep.
Did Steve?
Gonna attempt to cut my way out of the webbing.
All right. It'll be at disadvantage, but you're able to try. You connect. Roll for damage. Yeah, you're able to stab down into it and kind of pry the webbing off of you. It takes your action to do so, but you're able to get yourself unrestrained.
Sweet.
Anything else?
Bonus action hide.
Where are you gonna hide?
Behind Stone Skull.
He's not that big.
I'm 8 foot tall.
With the creatures in the trees that are slightly above you and can see everything.
Meh.
Alright. Valid point. Not hide.
You've just gotta convince me on hide checks, and it's gonna be tough on this one.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
All right, that's it.
Yep.
Alrighty, so this creature, seeing Tara take out its comrade, is going to move down towards you, Tara, and is going to take a bite and claw attack at you. Does a 21 hit?
What happens on a tie?
It does.
What happens on a tie?
If it meets, it beats.
hits.
Okay, then yes.
All right, so 6 does not hit. So as this thing runs up to you, you're not able to react in time, and it sinks its mandibles into your flesh, dealing 10 piercing damage as well as 2 poison. I need a con save from you.
Yep.
Well,
Ooh. So as you struggle against the the bite of this creature. Unfortunately, you're unable to break its grasp, and the poison sinks into you. You feel it kind of draining your body a bit. You will have disadvantage on your attack rolls for a minute.
Yeah, I'm trying to read the spell absorb elements. Will that stop that?
No,
No.
poison's not an element.
That.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I have it listed in my casting time. I was trying to scroll over like one arrow at a time because it's off the screen.
No, it won't help you. Sorry. So,
All right,
yeah,
what
you
was that
take,
damage for?
12 total damage.
12 total damage.
But its claws did miss you as you were struggling against it. Stone Skull.
I'm going to move over right here to the middle. And I'm going to attack the one to the north.
Okay.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, so I'm going to attack it and do absolutely nothing else.
Do have Bardic Inspiration if you want to use it.
Oh, I do. Sure. Let's see. For +4,
That's not bad.
maybe.
So a 13. So as you
13?
bring your blade around, you feel it hit home.
Oh. For 13
Oh.
slashing damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. So as Stone Skull brings his blade around, it's just the tip of it seems to slice into this creature, but it's enough to deal a good amount of damage to it.
Wait.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Just the
Stop
tip.
Just
Stop
the
it.
tip.
Just the tip.
You let me describe shit without making it dirty, goddammit.
Don't tell us to live our lives.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
You're not my real dad.
You're not my supervisor.
You're able to dig into this creature, dealing a good amount of damage to it. However, it is going to retaliate.
It is now
with a bite
marked,
and a
by the
claw
way.
at you.
Yeah. Just so you know, it's marked.
All right, so it is going to bring down a bite and a claw at you, Stone Skull. It's a
Okay.
13 hit.
No.
What about a 14?
No.
All right, so you're able to nimbly bring your blade up and dodge both of these attacks. However, the
Yeah.
one next to you is not amused by this and is going to do much the same at you.
Hi, friend.
Jesus, this is a 6 hit.
No.
What about a 21? Yeah.
Yay.
So the bite, you're able to bring your blade up and kind of force it into this thing's mouth as it tries to bite onto you. Unfortunately, its claws reach up and scratch you down for 6 slashing damage.
Okay. Hold on.
Max.
Yeah. Stone's endurance. I take no damage.
Just fuck you and your damage. All right, Max.
1 second. No, it didn't. Yeah, that's fine. Man. So I am going to take my blade, and put it to like the tip of my tongue.
By the
and
way,
then
hi chat.
Spray a little bit of blood
Love you
with
guys.
a whistle up into
Glad
the
you're
air, and that's going
All
to
of you.
coalesce around all 3 of our enemies as I cast Bane on them.
Oh. Why didn't you do this last round?
I'll cast Shatter last round. Only does 3 at a time. So now we have 3. So charisma saving throws for all 3.
Oh.
DC 15.
Oh. Oh. That's
Right,
awesome.
So, as Bane begins to take effect, the one closest to you is affected. However, the other 2 are not.
Really?
Huh.
Somehow. 2 17s and 11.
What are you gonna do? And then following that, I'm going to make another sharp, whistle with the sword and give Stone Skull another point of Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Just eating this up.
Right? I'll take it. It's fine.
All right, Tara.
We're out of sight of Caravan now, right?
Yeah, you're through the trees.
This one right in front of me, I am going to cast Maximilian's Earth and Grasp on.
It must make a strength saving throw. Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8. I don't think you're DC.
2d6.
Yeah, no, my DC is not
2d6.
an
All right. Roll my damage.
I don't like bugs.
Yeah.
and he is now restrained.
You like it? My
Do
webs
you like
suck.
this?
I got rock webs.
All right. So as Tara kind of looks in the general direction of this creature and puts her hand on the ground, a somewhat massive earthen fist comes up and surrounds the bottom half of this creature, and it's unable to escape its grasp. Takes some damage as it begins to squeeze on it. Aerune.
Wait,
Wait.
and I want to expend a sorcery point and immediately attempt to hit this guy in the face with an earth bolt.
Ho ho ho.
All right, with advantage.
Oh.
Mhm.
15
hits.
Yeah.
For 7 piercing damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Get your hand out to the
Yeah.
ground. Hand comes up, grabs him. You pull your hand out with a razor sharp shard. hit him
I'll
with it.
show you.
All right, so the shard just buries deep into this creature's center mass, dealing a good amount of damage to it.
It's
but it is still standing.
carapace.
It is carapace. That is correct.
Just
Aerune.
We don't hear you.
He's probably push to talk.
Is this man restrained?
He is.
Yes.
he is now.
Fantastic. I'm going to try a shot on him so that way it's hopefully just regular.
Yep, just regular.
The
12.
12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Good day, sir. I fall to the ground.
trying to sit up against the webbing, like, oh god, snap.
Aerune is just struggling with this webbing, trying to just force out shots, not wanting to take the time to get rid of it first, and just is missing, unfortunately.
I have a -1 to
Steve.
strength rolls. Fuck off.
Alright.
You have a sword.
This one. Is he in the trees or is he in the ground?
He's slightly up the tree, but well within reach.
Stabby stab. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, unfortunate. Well, wait, do you get advantage with the ally nearby? Or is that just sneak attack with an ally nearby?
That's sneak attack.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a 9 will miss.
Zorn, what's your HP?
I'm currently at 21
Thank you.
out of 33.
Yeah, we're all pretty tanky.
I'm just updating Beyond, so it'll update
Oh,
whenever I
sorry.
do the stream. No, it's fine.
Anything else?
Good.
Steve? That's it. All right. In that case, this creature that is restrained by this earthen hand, it is going to attempt to make a strength check and break out. What's your DC, Tara?
For
Not that it matters.
14.
Roll a 9. It is still restrained. Stone Skull.
Attacking the one to my east.
Okay.
11. Plus Bardic Inspiration.
Another
15.
15 hits.
All right, for another 15 damage.
Bring
And
the
that is
thunder
now
behind
marked
the
as well. Right? That
That's still
inspiration is amazing, dude. So yeah, both of the targets around me are now marked. So if they attack anything other than me, let me know.
All right. So, with just massive aggression, Stone Skull just kind of screams out and slashes down at this creature, dealing a good amount of damage to it. It's looking very hurt. That being said, all the noise and aggression that Stone Skull is, kind of showing off in the battlefield is leading for both the creatures around him to make attacks against him.
Yeah.
Does a 13 hit?
No.
Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
The one to the north is able to claw you across the chest for 9 slashing damage.
Oh, okay.
The one to your east is now making attacks at you.
Okay.
Does a 10 hit?
No.
Hold on. Oh, yep.
What about a 17?
Yes.
Minus D4. Right?
Minus. Oh, yeah, it is the. Yep. Roll me the d4.
1d4?
from Max.
2?
Does a 15 hit?
No.
All right, so
Yeah.
second set of
Yes.
claws almost hits you, but the creature kind of flinches at the last second. And you're able to dodge out of the way of it. Max, you're up.
Did the one that Tara did he? Oh, that's right. He didn't get out, did he?
No.
No.
And this is the one that's affected by Bane, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to step up here and unleash a big one-handed overhand blow with the antagonist.
Oh yeah, you are.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I picked the right
Yeah,
one.
man. Right?
All right. Anything else?
I am going to, after the same slash, follow through with a flourish and give another point of bardic inspiration to Stone Skull.
Yeah, man.
Might as well just leave that on.
Just keep doing it. It's fine. I'm good with this.
Broken, don't fix it.
Right?
All right. So Max is able to bring the antagonist around, just digging into this creature for a good amount of damage. It's starting to look winded and cut up a little bit. Tara.
Because it's restrained, I can actually step away from it just fine, right?
Still provokes
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
Opportunity
disengage,
attack.
so its movement
Yeah.
speed is 0, but it's not
Oh, that's
helpful.
Right.
How's he looking?
Looking kind of hurt. He's looking the healthiest out of all the ones that are still standing, though.
Okay, I'm gonna use.
You get advantage on attacks when he's restrained, right?
Yeah.
Just for
Yeah.
future.
Well, but he is poisoned.
I am poisoned,
Yeah.
so we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna use my action to have the hand crush him for damage, unfortunately.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna stay here and try and save Aerune from him. I don't want him just opening up on him. And end my turn there.
All right. At the end of your turn, go ahead and give me another con saving throw against the poison.
We don't want the high elf to,
All right. So as you get done with your actions, you feel the poison's effects dissipating from you. You are no longer poisoned.
Yay.
What else were you doing after?
Oh, I'm just remaining here. I don't want to
Oh, okay.
step away.
All right. Aerune. The tangled up hero.
He is. Hey, Aerune,
All right,
you there?
sword.
Oh, okay.
Sword onto the webbing.
Sword.
Well, that's a nat one, so there you go.
Yep. Unfortunately, it is. I won't make you roll for that though, since you're. No, I won't make you roll for that.
He thought about it though, man.
Here. I thought about it. I was like,
Just give me a call when combat's over.
Aerune, the one time he's
Taking
not
a
in full
nap.
combat.
You're
I
the one
found his
time he's not
weakness.
slaying 15 people.
I found Aerune's weakness. Use webbing. Spiders are going to be in every encounter.
Strength checks everywhere.
All right. Steve.
All right. Much more of the same. Attempt to. Why is it over there?
You're hitting the one to your east, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16 hits. And you're gonna get sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
So 15 total damage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
Nope. I'm good.
All right. So as you kind of have had time now to locate some of the vulnerable spots on this creature, you're able to finally land a blow on it and stab through, hitting vital, what you assume to be some vital organs within it, dealing a good amount of damage to it. This creature is barely hanging on at this point. This one, not having a great time inside this earthen hand, is going to attempt to strength check it out again.
Not having a super fun time.
What's the DC? 14?
Yes.
All right, it breaks free. The stone kind of crumples around it as it breaks free of it, but it cannot do anything else.
Does it ruin the spell?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the hand still there?
Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure it does.
I was just curious
It does,
if he can,
actually.
if it's still there and you can use it to try and grab it on your next turn if you want to.
It doesn't say that it does.
I think it's a concentration thing, so as long as you're concentrating on it, it stays static.
Mm.
Yeah, it says you can keep moving it. So yeah, it's still in that space. The just creatures just escaped it. So
All
yeah,
right.
you've still got it as long as you maintain concentration. Stone Skull.
Attacking the one directly to the east. Great sword. 12? Maybe?
As
Do
you
it.
Bardic
swing-
Inspiration?
Yes.
A 15 hits.
Yeah. 3 for 3.
For 13 damage. Okay.
As Stone Skull swings around, he finally finds the neck of this creature and cleanly decapitates it.
And then hold on. Second one. Can I use second one on bonus? Yeah, I'm gonna use second one on bonus. So heal up a little bit. Alright, cool.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Alrighty. So as this one, as you swing around and cleanly decapitate it, you gotta take a deep breath and feel some of your fatigue and wounds healing and going away. The creature above you starts to make a last-ditch effort at you, Stone Skull, reaching out and attacking twice.
Okay.
6 doesn't hit. And another 6 doesn't hit. Wow. 2 2s. Awesome. So yeah, it reaches out, but now with all your vigor kind of returned to you, you're able to easily dodge and slap the blows away.
Yeah.
Max.
I am going to follow through my one-sided overhand shot with another overhand shot from the other direction.
Hit.
14. 9.
Give me some flourish on this.
So I imagine I hit it and then, pushed it back where Steve, drove right into its innards. And as it's, hands up, kind of looking, down at its chest, I just drive straight down, like trying to crack the center of its like sternum carapace, like right in the middle. Especially with a bladed weapon, I feel like it'd be a good cracker for.
Yeah, just like a freaking crab shell just pops apart,
Exactly.
splitting along the edge of your blade, and it falls over dead. Anything else?
Then I am going to do the same flourish and give a point of bardic inspiration to Terra.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh
How many
yeah.
inspiration points you get? That's what.
And I am
4?
actually.
Jesus.
Is it 4?
5.
Is it 5?
Yeah,
That's all.
that's how I used AVI.
That is a lot.
From 19 to 20.
Holy shit.
Nice. All right, Terra.
All right, I'm actually going to let the hand crumple away and cast Rassel's Might on myself again,
Okay.
and aim directly at this guy's chest.
Yeah.
15 hits.
And I want to add my bardic inspiration.
Yeah, you
onto
do.
that too. So,
D6.
1d6.
1d6.
oh,
Oh,
Oh.
God.
So you drop in and do 13 damage to this thing with the impact of the psychic damage as well. This creature is looking somewhat hurt, not almost dead, but it's getting close now. Anything else?
no, nothing else.
Aerune.
Pass.
He's just gonna lay here.
Done with this fight.
It's fine. I'm just gonna sit here and wait for everything to
You see
finish.
everything dying around
It's
you,
fine.
Relax. Stay in
Everything's
11.
fine.
Someone get me out of this. I clearly can't do it myself.
Oh no. I hit
All right,
away.
Steve.
Sorry.
I guess stab it.
You stab it. Can't remember if you get it. Do you have to be within 5 feet, or is another creature
5
has to be
feet.
within 5?
5 feet of the enemy has to be within 5 feet of another of his teammates. So Steve is within range. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you.
No,
will
wait.
get your-
Tara's in range. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Tara is.
Yeah.
So you will hit it, stabbing it through, and getting your sneak attack as you come up behind it, and it not noticing you're there. So as you stab through it, this creature cries out in pain and falls down to one, kind of carapace knee, but it is barely struggling to hang on. It is going to turn around to you, Steve, and make one last-ditch effort to survive by killing you all somehow. Bite 11.
Nope.
What about a 10?
Kill all of us.
This creature is just barely hanging on. It makes very half-hearted attacks at you, and you're able to easily sidestep around them. Stone Skull.
Yeah, you already know what's happening here. Moving into range here. Going to come down with the great sword. 13-ish. Oh! For 12.
It had 1 HP.
That's not overkill at all.
So yeah,
Everything's
Stone
fine.
Skull just charges forward, screaming once again, and just clearly bisects this entire creature.
He does what he does best.
That's right.
Stone Skull Smash.
Stone Skull Smash.
As
What'd you do,
Tara
like
fills the
70
body-
damage that fight?
Seriously, it was ridiculous. Every shot was like 10 plus.
Plus.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was ridiculous.
As Tara feels the body hit the ground, she's just gonna turn towards Aerune and immediately start him. What is going on? Not doing anything. You just
I want
waved
to go
your
check
stick
on the
around.
horses.
All right, so hold on, let's go back. So
I just sigh.
15,
I wanna-
25,
Oh, no,
28,
I'm not the best person for that. Someone help him.
38,
Someone's
43. Doing math, hold on.
So I'm gonna go.
53.
Start
I read
feeding-
myself out.
Yep.
55.
Yeah, after I say someone
60.
help, me, I'm gonna turn and help.
Nope. Fuck those horses.
Six-
Fuck those horses. I'm going back to the caravan.
67 total. That whole encounter was 67 damage.
And you missed your first two.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'll
did.
go.
Yeah.
All right. So after slaying the creatures, I was like, where the fuck did Aerune go?
He's leaving.
Get
He wants
out.
out of this. He wants nothing
Don't
more to
cover
do
him
with any of
flat,
this.
Just start storming off.
Everybody else, give me nature checks.
Nature. Oh, I've got a -2. Oh,
Not intelligent.
yet I still rolled better than half of the group. That's all right.
Sarah knows that those were creepy creatures. No idea what they actually are, though.
They're so
He's
creepy.
actually kind of scared of him. He takes a few steps back away from the bodies. Max, you recognize this as giant spiders as well as Eder caps that seem to lead the other spiders around, and clearly we're kind of the bosses. They're slightly more intelligent creatures than giant spiders are. Have a little bit of intelligence, enough to kind of make small groups and such to attack caravans, as it were, and drag away spiders, or drag away horses rather, for food to feed upon. That being said, obviously you don't find much loot on these creatures, but you are able to retrieve both the horses, which are very skittish but otherwise unharmed, and bring them back to the caravan.
Can I use my animal handling skills to kind of calm them down and kind of regroup them with the rest of the group?
You can try.
Okay. Let's try that then.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're able to calm both of them down.
Yeah.
They were kind of jumping around as you approached there, obviously fearing for their lives, but as you kind of talks lowly to them in a very soothing voice. They both calm down and move towards you and allow you to cut the webbing that was holding them a place away, and you're able to lead them back to the caravan.
Nice.
Yeah, back to the caravan.
Oh, fail. Why is the fail coming up? Only love.
All right, so you all make it back. Aerune arriving before everyone else and just kind of sulkily sitting on top of his perch on top of the wagon, waiting for everybody to get back. But you bring the horses back. Bade being very happy to see you all come back with his horse, congratulating on you surviving going into the forest. Seems like everybody else, all the other guards, have kind of stayed back and were keeping guard of the area in case anything else attacked. But nothing else had shown up, so you're able to get everybody hitched back up, get the horses hitched back up, and take off for the rest of the day. And that is the point we are going to end the session.
Yay.
Yeah.
It was a good session. All right. Give me a second. I'll end the stream and I'll be right back. All right. So.
I feel like I didn't do anything except for a bunch of.
So yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget D&D Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern. The completion of Act 1 for our Empire group. And then back here Sunday for D&D Sunday. Otherwise, I will see you guys again very soon. I hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed it. And otherwise, I'm going to drop everybody over to, let's see, Dr. Lupo, I think. Oh, no. Yeah, that's fine. We'll drop you to Dr. Lupo. Anyways, have a good time. Thank you for being here. And I will chat with you guys again very, very soon. Like I said, I think Wednesday's our game, so see you then. Talk to you soon.